People are strange when you're a stranger. Faces look ugly when you're alone. Women seem wicked when you're unwanted. Streets are uneven when you're down. When you're strange, faces come out of the rain. When you're strange, no one remembers your name. When you're strange, when you're strange, when you're strange. People are strange when you're a stranger. Faces look ugly when you're alone. Women seem wicked when you're unwanted. Streets are uneven when you're down. When you're strange, faces come out of the rain. When you're strange, no one remembers your name. When you're strange, when you're strange, when you're strange. Alright, yeah. When you're strange, faces come out of the rain. When you're strange, no one remembers your name. When you're strange, when you're strange, when you're strange.
Riders on the storm.
What's up, bros and broettes? Show starts in a short couple of minutes.
Into this house we're born.
Oh yeah, be a good bro and hit the thumbs up, bro.
Like a dog without a bone, and actor out alone. Riders on the storm. There's a killer on the road. His brain is squirming like a toad. Take a long holiday. Let your children play. If you give this man a ride, sweet family will die. Killer on the road. Yeah. Girl, you gotta love your man. Girl, you gotta love your man. Take him by the hand. Make him understand. The world on you depends. Our life will never end. Gotta love your man. Riders on the storm. Riders on the storm. Into this house we're born. Into this world we're thrown. Like a dog without a bone, an actor out on loan. Riders on the storm. Riders on the storm. Riders on the storm. Riders on the storm. Riders on the storm.
Not trying to be a doctor. I just listen to the doctors, so, listen, I'm not really worried much about what they say down there in Tallahassee. That's for sure. I've been in this league 18 years. I've been the head coach here 12. All right. They've had 3 head coaches in 4 years. So decisions that they make, I'm not going to worry about advice from Tallahassee. I trust the people here, and I trust our doctors 100%.
Yo. What's up, everybody? It's your boy. I was about to say it's your boys, but just your boy right now. Co-host C-Dog is not in here yet. I don't know. Sometimes he gets home around 7 and he doesn't hop on here till about 10 after. I haven't heard anything from him, so I'm assuming he's coming on. Got some people in the back room already. Of course, I'll bring on the normal ACC crew that hangs out with us every single Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Of course, make sure you hit the thumbs up, subscribe button if you're new here. We do the show every single Tuesday at 7 p.m. where we primarily talk about the ACC, but you never know what we're going to talk about. We can talk about anything in the world of college football and even beyond. Believe me, we've gone way off the rails before. As you can see in the title here, we got some SEC news, maybe. Not really. I do want to talk about that. Also want to talk about something I read today from one of these Clemson websites. I can't remember which one it was now. I think it might have been Clemson Junkie. There's so many fan sites. I think it's ClemsonJunkies.com. I thought this was funny. It was either them or I don't even, you know what? I don't know who it was, so I don't want to get it wrong. Somebody who has a college football website named DJ Uyunglele Comeback Player of the Year in 2022. I read that, and the first thing I said was, come back from what? Coming back what? From playing terrible? I mean, a comeback thing is like a guy gets hurt and they make their return, right? Like, for instance, who am I thinking of here? I don't know. You name any player that tears their ACL and is out for 8 months and they come back. That's the comeback player of the year. Okay, if you want to say it's a Clemson player, let's say Brian Brzee is the comeback player of the year. I don't quite understand. That. There's C-Dog. What's up, buddy?
Hey.
How's it going?
Up, Pete? Good, man. How about you?
I'm doing amazing and fantastic.
Sorry, I'm fashionably late.
That's all right. I'm just used to you getting here around 7:05 now, so I start the show a little bit early so I could do the intro.
Yeah.
So it's my fault, not yours. I do have a trivia question for you, and I know some people in the chat are definitely going to know the answer to this.
Well,
But did you hear this the first song I played on the intro there?
no, I didn't.
"People Are Strange" by The Doors.
Oh yeah.
Okay, here's the trivia. What 1987 film featured the song "People Are Strange" by The Doors? Popular film.
Man, you're asking me a movie question?
Yeah. I bet somebody in the chat knows it.
Yeah, I don't know about that. BVD last week on Daddy and the Dog asked me to name an actor from and he listed off 10 movies, and I couldn't get a single one.
We already got a winner in the chat. It is none other than Jordan Bowman, who's in the back room here. We'll get to him in a second. And also Captain Trips and Luke Walker got it. So
Ding, 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 ding. That is correct, sir.
now, Sea-Dog, I got my finger on the eject button to eject you out of here. Have you ever seen The Lost Boys?
Actually, I have.
Okay, good. I was about to have to kick you off your own show, bro.
It was terrible.
It was terrible. Now I might have to kick you out.
Terrible.
Shit. No, it wasn't. It's a classic, man.
Yeah, I guess so. That doesn't mean it was good though.
Man.
I had this freaking old guy at work. He was probably about your age, and he's like,
What? Hold on now. You just said... What? Bro.
Yeah, you can go fuck yourself.
I mean, it's I got an old guy at work. He's probably about your age. Come on now.
he's like, dude, get your wife and watch The Lost Boys with her. You'll get points. It's a great movie. I'm like, dude, thanks, man. I love that. So we
Now,
had movie night.
whoever told you that, that's not the right context to be telling people to watch that movie yet. No. I mean, that's one you watch with your bros, bro. You don't watch that with your girlfriend.
Mecca. It's a vampire movie, right?
Yeah. Kiefer
Yeah,
Sutherland. Yeah.
Micah.
Yeah, that's a great movie. Anyway, before we bring these guys on real quick, have you heard the news about what Greg Sankey was talking about in the SEC?
I have not.
Well, he was talking about look, it's all a negotiation. It's all a money thing. But he's talking about the SEC having their own playoff system, which
I heard mention of that a couple months ago, but I didn't know. I guess I heard some people talking about it, but I didn't realize that there were more developments on that. What happened?
I don't know. You know what? Honestly, I don't know exactly what it's about. It has something to do with the expansion of the playoffs, I believe. And of course, everything's tied to money.
Right.
And so to me, it just sounds like he's peacocking. You know, he's
right.
It's not. First of all, it's not going to happen. If it did happen, it would be the worst thing that ever happened in the sport of college football.
True. Yeah.
And it would ruin college football. It would ruin the SEC too.
Yeah.
Because you would have a bunch of SEC fans that only watch SEC football at that point. Because it wouldn't. The rest of the games and other conferences wouldn't affect them.
Yeah.
And it would be. It's not going to happen, but it would be the worst thing that they could do. Now, the SEC is also talking about following these steps of the ACC and I believe the Pac-12 and doing a pod system, getting rid of divisions. Man, you know what? This is like the Twilight Zone to me. I have been talking about this for years. And then out of nowhere, it just seems to be all happening in every conference. I don't know what sparked it for this year. Or, well, for the ACC, it'll be next year, 2023. But I love it.
I don't.
I know you don't.
I don't.
Bro.
So your funny bro video.
Yeah.
I've seen it. It's great. I love it. It's so funny.
Which one?
But I was wondering
Which one are you talking about?
your first one that you sent me. I saw your second one today too.
Yeah.
But I was wondering why you specifically texted it to me. Were you like, do I say bro a lot, or did you just want to show me your funny video?
No, I was just showing you the video.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll see.
I don't-
I'm
I don't-
subscribed to Peete with the bell on, man.
I don't think you say bro a lot, do you? No, it definitely wasn't aimed at you.
I was about to say because you said it was like people born after 2000.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? I'm born in 97.
Yeah, some people got mad at me. Probably some boomers. I mean, not boomers, but millennials.
Zoomers.
Zoomer, was that what they're called?
Yeah, yeah, Gen Z. Zoomers.
Zoomers. I don't know. I don't know.
I probably say a lot of stuff like repeatedly, but I don't think I say bro a lot.
Yeah, the bro annoying, or the who was it? Said that was the most annoying video they've ever seen in their life. I think it was Celine Driver, which makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, he's a crotchety old man.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll say I'll say bruh, but I don't say like what's up, bruh. I'll be like bruh.
Yeah,
Like that's a bruh moment.
yeah.
But I don't know. I might be a little weird actually. I don't call people bro unless I'm like really close friends with them.
Yeah. I find myself saying it every once in a while, but you've seen these people on the internet before. I mean, maybe you've seen them in real life too. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's my like, I go a little over the top with the bro thing in the video, but it's not far off from the way some people talk,
No, I know.
you
I
know?
know.
And it's, yeah,
I say man a lot. Hey man.
yeah, I say man too.
I say man. Hey,
And dude.
man. Yeah man. Yeah man.
Yeah, man.
I say that one a lot.
You
Yeah
definitely do,
man.
man.
Or something like that.
All right, let's see here. Oh, we got some people in the back room. Oh, well, give me a second here. I'll post the link in the chat. We got a few people back there we'll bring on, though. But before we do that, I do want to say cheers to the chat like we do every week.
And Pete, we got to talk about Pumachan, don't we? We never got to last week.
Yeah, we can do that.
I'd like to do that real quick before everything. Well, I mean, we can cheers to the chat, but I do want to talk about that.
Yeah, I got some. There's some good Yeah, I definitely want to talk to you about it.
Cool.
All right. Let's see who we got here. Matt Dummitt's in the house. The Real TB says, "What's up, bros?" Luke Walker, dyslexic BVD. Jags and Devil says, "Hey guys, go Duke." Hey, what's up, buddy? Is it possible, Sea Dog, that we have a Duke fan in here?
Oh hell no!
Is this a troll account? I'm just kidding. Welcome to the show.
Hey, it's one of the few people I could. Nah, I won't run him off.
No,
One of the few people
no.
I could talk some trash to.
Bro, he's an ACC bro. He's got to stay here, man. Can't be running off the ACC people.
All right. I'll hit up North Carolina.
Jordan is here. Bro is here. He says, "What's up, bro?"
Bro.
Talk is Pitt. Luke Walker. Country Tigers in the house. Captain Trips. Sven Kreuzberg. It's Hail State, everyone. Jerome is here. Let the big dog eat. He says, "Bro." Frothy Tavern. Some new faces in here, unless their name changes. I like the new faces, don't you?
Yeah.
I do too. Oh shit. Christopher McDavitt. VicTube is here. Battle Angel. Chef Pigskin Pete. Yeah.
Is it because you were cooking up tacos or something?
Yeah, I got some cooking videos, if that's what you want to call them, on TikTok. I got a little bit of everything on. My TikTok is so silly.
Yeah, it's kind of funny watching you old guys get like into TikTok and.
Well, mine is my whole angle is to be silly on there. You know,
Right.
I mean, that's just the way. I mean, TikTok for me is a way to do funny shit that I wouldn't put on YouTube mainly. I mean, some of the stuff I do post on YouTube, it's like the bro stuff. But in general, most of the stuff I do on TikTok, I would never post on YouTube. Yeah.
Honestly, man, I don't know. This might be my most boomer held belief, but I cannot get into TikTok. It's
Well,
like super cringe. I don't know.
Well, you're right. It is. Yeah. And you have to wade, like 95% of it is total waste of time bullshit. You have to wade through it to find, like I found some really good channels on there that have, that aren't silly channels. They're stuff that I'm interested in, So.
You know, that's the other thing. You were on the Midday show and you were showing the flat earthers.
Yes.
And like usually I'm like, usually I'm like, okay, these are just fringe weirdos. Like, who cares? But I started listening to it because I'm a huge midday show fan, and I was like actually kind of interested in, like, I never interested in hearing what these wacky people say, but I don't know, it's just crazy. Like, the people that they're so like, and they're just like you and me. They could be walking around anywhere.
Oh, they are everywhere.
You know? It's weird.
Yeah, they are. They're everywhere.
It's kinda freaky.
I found a new one. So if you like the flat Earth stuff, yeah, I know a lot of people hate it too. They're like, oh, not flat Earth again, you know.
Yeah.
But I found a really funny guy. I think he's a troll.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's trolling flat Earthers, but the guy is hilarious, and so I'll feature him tomorrow on the midday show to let everyone see him. They range from really serious, like almost like, I don't know, that just very, very serious guys to angry guys. Angry flat Earthers are one of my favorite. The ones that are just mad at everybody who doesn't believe that the Earth is flat.
Right.
And then the guy that I saw yesterday, who's fun, he's just funny. Everything he says is funny. I think he might be a comedian or something.
Yeah,
But-
I didn't think I'd be into it, but I started listening to it, and it was actually kind of interesting. So
Yeah, I'm more interested in the people behind the flat Earth than I am the actual flat Earth.
Right. Not, yeah, I don't care about the theory. Obviously, it's just harebrained, like.
Well, I don't know. The theory is because they all read off of the same screen. There's an app called, I think it's called the Flat Earth app that all these people belong to. So you can tell when they belong to it. I need to download that app so I can get on there, just so I can like see what they're doing. But
Right.
they all have the same exact like crazy. It's like they're reading from a script. It's all the same stuff. Exactly, like the ice wall thing and the space. What was the thing? Sky ice and the firmament. But the firmament is the dome that goes over the flat Earth. You know what? I could talk about this for 2 hours, so let's not go down that road.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
We'll save that for the midday show.
Can we talk
Right.
about Pumachan then?
Yes. Let's bring on the guys real quick. Oh, by the way, thank everybody that showed up here in the chat. Look forward to having you here. The PayPal link is in the description of the video. Of course, you can send a super chat if you want to support me and your boy C-Dog. We always appreciate it. We got Talk is Pit in here. We got Luke Walker. And we got Jordan Bowman. And what I'll do is I'll post the... Where am I at here? Oh, I'll post the link in the description or in the chat for anybody else that wants to hang out. There we are. Okay, C-Dog.
Yo.
Thoughts
On Pumachan?
on Pumachan?
Well, obviously, I'm pretty excited, and I think it just got me thinking more about the portal lately and how I don't know. I never thought that I would like benefit from the portal in this way. You know, like I saw South Carolina get Spencer Rattler, and I'm like, damn, I can't believe I can't believe I don't know. I just feel like you have a few bad games or something, and Spencer Rattler I'm talking about, and you get thrown to the side, and you're not really given a chance or something like that. And then it's like you've got this insanely talented quarterback that just happened to not, I don't know, make the cut because just everything these days is so impatient. I don't know. And so it gives them another chance, like the shitty teams, a chance to get a bang for their buck, I guess, on the talented players. Am I making any sense?
I know exactly what you're saying. I don't quite understand the comparison between Pumachan and Rattler. I think I think that's a little bit of a stretch. I mean, listen,
because Pumachan never started, but my point is kind of like, why in the hell did Pumachan transfer? I guess he thinks that he has no.
Well, because he's been there for.
Never play a game at Clemson.
He wasn't
Yeah.
going to start.
He was never going to start, and he's been there for 3 years already.
Yeah.
Has he really? I thought last year was his first
He was
year.
the class of 2019.
Yeah.
Ooh, class of 2019.
He played behind Trevor Lawrence, then he played behind DJ, and now he's like, you know what? If I'm ever going to start anywhere, it's not going to be at Clemson. Now, to his credit, he did graduate, didn't he, Jordan?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. So again, when people have transfer with a degree, I have no issue with it at all.
Yeah.
No.
I had no idea.
And so he wasn't going, even if he had stayed, Cade was going to pass him up on the depth chart.
Yeah, he was going to be third on the depth chart. That's right.
Yeah.
Well, does he have any?
At best.
Okay, well then my comparison, I'm misinformed. Obviously.
Now, don't look, man. But Cade Klubnik and DJ, that's 2 5-star quarterbacks. So it's not like he's not making the cut behind scrubs. Well, there's a debate about DJ about that, but whatever.
Well,
you know what I mean.
Last year, and they didn't put Pumachan in very much.
Yeah.
That should tell you a lot about him.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
We were willing to throw DJ out there on a bum knee and a broken or a injured finger in his throwing hand than put Tyson out there.
And I think that was a huge mistake. I think Pumachan would have done just as good or better than DJ did.
And it might have been, but it
might have been worse. You don't really know what he looked like in practice.
Yeah, I guess you're right, man. But couldn't have been much better than what we saw. I mean, DJ was.
I guess it's better to just trust the coaches, right?
Well, of course I trust the
I'll
coach.
trust Dabo's evaluation of which quarterback is better.
Yeah, well, you don't trust mine? Come on, man.
Oh no, I do.
I'm just kidding.
I probably trust Dabo more than Kirby when it comes to choosing the best quarterbacks.
See, here's the thing about Pumachan. Whenever he did play, and most of it was garbage time throughout his career there, so it's hard to evaluate that. But he never played bad. Like it's not like he. I mean,
It sound like me buying into Nathan Elliott in the end of 2018 because he put 40 up against Western Carolina.
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't
guys even put him in
good
the
against
pick
Penn, but
Oh yeah, we did beat Pitt with him, didn't we?
He wasn't lighting the world on fire, but he also wasn't terrible. That's what I'm saying.
We beat Pitt with the
I don't know why
quarterback that
y'all
couldn't
need to
throw a
keep
ball
him in
further than
during the
20
pick
yards.
game.
That's insane.
Well,
We beat him twice with Nathan Elliott, actually.
At least at the very least some depth in our quarterback room because Jeff Sims kept getting hurt last year, and he was out a lot. But even when he came in, he wasn't very good. He kept throwing interceptions, and I mean he would make a few amazing plays every now and then. But
how do you feel about Zach Gibson from Akron?
in the spring game, he looked pretty good. Whereas Jeff Sims turned it over in the spring game. But I'll be honest, I haven't done any research on Gibson. But
He's honestly, I think he's pretty good. I mean, he got hurt last year, and that was But he in the games he did play, he wasn't he wasn't that bad, and I think a lot of the advanced metrics liked him a lot. So
I'm just excited to have a quarterback battle. It was not something that I thought would be a thing going into the season because, I just figured Jeff Sims would have the job because he stayed, and then our two backups we had behind him left. But I feel like we upgraded in our backups because now, I don't know. We're looking to have a pretty good quarterback room. I'm not sure really how much it'll matter. Just kind of interesting. I don't know. I really doubt Tyson or Pumachan would have to be really good to come in and take Jeff Sims' job. Cause I just don't really see it happening because Jeff Collins is stuck with Sims so very much in the past couple of years.
Did we figure out, Jordan, how many years of eligibility Pumachan has left? Is it 2 or 3?
3.
Well, it's probably 3 because
It's definitely 3
because of
he didn't
COVID.
play at all.
2021, and then he has the extra COVID year. So he's got 3.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, I'm at least a little bit optimistic about our quarterback.
Hey,
It'll
Jordan.
probably be better.
ACC Player of the Year, huh, Jordan?
I don't even have the game on yet. Hold on.
Yeah,
was he
that's a quick
was he
topic
at
first.
bat?
Is this
He
baseball?
already got struck out.
Yep.
Whatever. It's fine. It's the first. It's his first at bat. We'll be straight.
Okay.
Thank you for the tight end, Sea-Dog.
Devaney.
Yep, he transferred the Pitt.
I saw that. I'm not really sure. He didn't play at all this year, so I don't even know if he did or not.
Okay.
He was hurt all year, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Transferred to Pitt, huh?
Yep.
Must not be very good then.
I knew that was coming.
I don't know. I swear players just be transferring just to transfer.
I know.
It's like it just some of them just don't make sense. Like players that would start. We had a player that would have started, a wide receiver, transfer to Temple. What the hell are you going to Temple for? I mean, Temple, I get we won 3 games last year. Well, so did Temple. I just don't get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, and Jeff Collins came from Temple too.
Right. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Some of these, I guess I don't know what's going on in their lives to make their decisions, but it's just crazy. They just jump around like all the time for seemingly no reason.
You have immediate eligibility. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
I guess they're just wishy-washy 18-year-olds and 19-year-olds.
and 20-year-olds and
Maybe he regretted his decision.
18 to 22-year-olds.
I guess so. He's one of our better wide receivers, though. I really don't get leaving to go to Temple. I guess because there's
I feel like
staff.
Yeah, most of the guys do it because they believe they're going to get a better opportunity and more playing time or whatever. But I have a feeling that a lot of these guys that transfer, it's not coming from them. It's coming from people around them, like maybe, possibly even their parents, saying, oh, yeah, you need to go there. You get a different opportunity. This coach isn't doing you right, whatever. And, these kids are influenced by it.
Yeah, which is crazy, though, that I don't know. He was good for us.
There's also a good chance that he thought he was going to get better offers than he did get when he went in the transfer portal.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, you can always stay.
You can stay, but then you have that stigma is like, oh, I'm settling for you.
Right.
That's right. Well, I guess he'd rather get a free education from Temple than a free education from Georgia Tech.
Well, did he graduate from Georgia Tech or not?
Yeah, I think he's what I call a player who is receiving a free education. Meaning he's not going to make it in the NFL.
So what you're saying is he did not want to work at Pet Boys for the rest of his life.
No, that's it. He would rather work at wherever Temple grads work at.
I'm just kidding. You walk around with a Georgia Tech degree, that's worth something. Believe me.
Yeah, worth a hell of a lot more than Georgia.
I don't know.
For that matter.
I don't know about that, but
I do know about that.
I still think a degree from Georgia Tech is really good, but it's not as good as a degree from UGA. So.
Yeah, he's a junior. See, so,
depends on
I mean,
neither of them as good as North Carolina, though. So that's just.
What's the standard for what makes it a better university? Because to me, it doesn't really matter. Well, to me, it's the acceptance rate. Like, how smart do you have to be to get in the first place?
Yeah.
I mean, that's misleading, though.
You're right. You're right.
I mean, there is a correlation between acceptance rate and academic prestige, but like it doesn't necessarily.
I mean,
it really just depends on.
Yeah, I think that in most cases, nobody really cares where you got your degree from, as long as you got that degree.
Well, that is true, except for this has been my position on all the time, because fans of football teams always argue over who has the better academics. That's been going on forever. It depends on what you're majoring in. I mean, if you go to Georgia Tech and you have an engineering degree, then you're considered one of the top engineering students in the country. Same thing with look. As much as I rag on South Carolina, they have the #1 international business school master's program. Yep. So if you want to be an international business major, and you can get into South Carolina and get your master's, then that's where you go. So
yeah, my wife went there almost for speech therapy.
Yeah.
Oh, really? My mom's an SLP. That's cool.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh hell yeah, that's awesome, dude. SLP.
Yeah.
We just got back from this past weekend. We just got back from her graduation trip. We went to Universal.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh yeah, that's right. What'd you guys do there?
Well, I went with my boy. I went with my friend and him and his family. They live down there in Orlando, or they live in Tampa, which is like an hour or two from Orlando. So we drove, but they're like experts in Universal. They get season passes and they go all the time, and they.
Oh, that's got to be annoying.
It's like they plan out every movement.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
And they know like how to get, and they keep an eye on which rides are short times, and then we'll jet over there.
Oh, they're serious about their Universal Studios.
Oh yeah.
Damn.
Oh, yeah, man. It was intense. And me and my wife were
intense.
Like, we were like trying to keep up, and it was pretty.
Yeah, you'd
tough.
rather just go and just stroll around and have fun. Fuck all,
Yeah.
all that stuff.
Right,
But whatever.
yeah.
So did you? What was your favorite ride there?
Velocicoaster, hands down. That shit was amazing. Oh my god.
Do they still have that Hulk ride?
Yeah, the Hulk was really good too.
Oh, that's
I
Island.
went on
That's
that thing like 5 times.
that's Islands of Adventure, which is part of Universal Studios, I
Great
guess.
fielding. Let's
Just-
go.
The best one in Universal was probably the Rip Ride Rocket. It was actually the only roller coaster in there. They have these weird things that aren't really roller coasters. They're like
The simulation
interactive
stuff?
Simulation.
That's what I was telling you. Did you ride the Jimmy Fallon one?
Yeah, I like the
Yes, that is probably the second to worst thing in the park.
Did y'all
What?
go to the Harry Potter world?
Yeah, I did the Harry Potter one. That one was
Y'all
pretty
did
good.
that. Yeah, that was fun. Yeah.
Yeah, the Jimmy Fallon one was terrible.
No, it wasn't. That's fake news, man.
What?
Bro.
You enjoyed the Jimmy Fallon ride?
Yeah, I did.
Jimmy Fallon's obnoxious and unfunny.
Well, the ride wasn't funny or
The ride was
obnoxious.
amazing because I was high and it was it simulated wind and it felt really good.
Wait, you were high or you
He
were
said hot.
Hot.
He was both, but it does spray water on you too, doesn't it? Like a mist.
A little, but
Yeah.
mostly, yeah. The wind, it was amazing.
What
Yeah.
does that have to do with
So-
Jimmy
Y'all got
Fallon?
wet.
What does it have to do with Jimmy
Well,
Fallon?
you know what?
It's like the most obnoxious like ride ever. You're like following him around New York City. He's riding in a little car and he's like making quips the whole time.
Yeah, I can't imagine that that's any fun.
It's
I've never been down to Orlando.
Jimmy Fallon's a talentless hack.
it doesn't. You could have put anybody in that car on that ride. It had nothing to do with Jimmy Fallon, in my opinion. It was
Right.
about the ride, about the visual.
The ride was good.
Yeah.
The ride was good.
That's what I meant.
Yeah, I haven't been to Universal since like 8th grade, so it's been a while.
Right. It was
I've never been there at all.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah, I had never been before. It was fun. I'd only been to Six Flags over Georgia. I live like right next to.
Yeah, I went there. Yeah, I went there like let's see. I think it was like 7 years ago. I think it was like 2015. It was the last time I went. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Goliath used to be my favorite ride, but now it's Velocicoaster for sure. I mean, I've never been on anything like that. But the worst by far was Fast and Furious.
Oh yeah, we did that one. That was bad.
They took out 2 rides for that turd.
Yeah, that was
Fast
bad.
and Furious. What was that ride about?
It was you get on this train, right? It's like you're on
Yeah, so I was talking to my boy Cody. He's the one that took me out there, and I went expecting roller coasters. I didn't know that they were all like simulations.
There's a bunch of 3D rides. Yeah.
Right.
So that one. So that one was a sim too.
Yeah, they're all simulations except
a lot
for
of
like
them are
there's like
sims.
4 roller coasters or 5 or something in the whole
Yeah,
park.
it's mostly sims.
But
Yeah, I'm not wasting a day drive just to go
Yes,
down
like
there.
I remember
Just
the
simulated.
right. I mean, they're good.
No,
they're good.
There's it's not
Yeah.
mostly
And the real roller coasters are really fun
Spider-Man.
too.
yeah, it's
I was
not that's not accurate. It's not mostly 3D or sim. But there is a lot of them.
Right.
And-
Well, I mean, as far as roller coasters, it's not like Six Flags where every single thing you go on.
Did you ride like the space one, like no, I think that was Disney World.
That's you're talking about Space Mountain. That's in Disney World, yeah.
Yeah, I love
Okay,
Space
I was
Mountain. I
talking
went
about
on that
like
when I was a kid.
it was like a sim, but it's like you like
Space
get,
Mountain's the
get
only
like
ride
a
that holds
space
up as
shuttle, and then
Anything
you
older than like
you
8 years
a
old.
mission
Yeah.
to Mars. Right.
But so
Yeah,
on the
definitely.
Fast and Furious, it was like, I just didn't expect what it was. Like I didn't expect all these sims, so I was like, Cody, dude, I mean these are great and everything, but like, are there any like roller coasters here? Like I want to experience some G's, you know?
There's like 2 roller coasters at Universal. Most of them are at Islands of Adventure.
Right.
Yeah.
And so and we did wind up going to Island Adventure and everything. But I was like, so what's up with the Fast and the Furious? Is it like a roller coaster? I'm like, is it fast? He's like, yeah, man, it's Fast and Furious.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how you know he was lying to you, C-Dog.
He was totally punking me. I'm like, sweet, dude, I'm stuck. So I go on there, and we finally get to the front, and the line wasn't very long.
Yeah, because it's terrible. It is. It's going to be the worst ride ever.
Yeah, that should have been your dead
to
giveaway.
go Fast and Furious, and I've never seen a Fast and the Furious movie in my life. I don't know really what's going on.
You're not missing anything. Watch the first one. That's about it.
I was like, Cody,
They're all the same thing.
Like,
yeah.
And you go on every ride. There's like a backstory that you watch when you're like leading up to the line, and then when you're in line, it does like a funny little story, and they all have like lore or whatever. I'm like, Cody, what I need from this ride is to roll up in here, and he's like, I'm Mr. Speed, let's ride. And we freaking go Fast and Furious. And he's like, yeah. And so I go in there, and we get to the front of the line, and this freaking trolley pulls up.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's like a little trolley train.
I'm like, okay, is it going to take us to the ride?
That ride couldn't move any slower without stopping. It's like a half a mile an hour.
The ride is like 30 seconds long. You don't even have to strap in. It's a
30
tour bus.
seconds.
It's a tour bus. And yes, it's like one of the shortest rides.
It's the most bizarre, weird ride I've ever been on in my life. And actually, the line going into it, like they take you in, like while you're waiting in line, you go into different rooms, and they have like some kind of skit in the room that's in 3D. Did you see that? Yeah. So I knew before I got on the ride it was going to be cheesy. I was like, because waiting in line, whatever they were trying to do there, it was, you could just tell it was cheeseball.
They didn't even
1000.
try. They didn't even try in the acting.
No. Well, they don't try in the movie either. That's kind of the point.
But I was thinking, like, okay, well, that's fine. You don't need to try. Like, it doesn't need to have a good plot. Just freaking make a badass ride. But no, it's a trolley ride, and it was such a huge letdown from like what I was wanting. That was the worst ride.
What a ripoff.
Yeah. But Velocicoaster blew my mind. Like, I've never experienced like anything like that in my life.
I'm sure the Spider-Man ride and the Simpsons ride were
the Simpsons and Spider-Man were both awesome.
They are good. See, those are sim rides. You like those?
Yeah.
And like the Spider-Man ride, the part where you're falling, and then like Spider-Man shoots a web and catches you.
Yeah.
Those were awesome.
Yeah.
Now, another thing that kind of got on my nerves was all the Harry Potter shit. I've never seen Harry Potter.
So it's funny you said that.
Enlighten yourself and actually watch Harry Potter then.
No, listen to this.
The entire park is Harry Potter shit.
Listen.
Because Harry Potter's good,
It's
bro.
the Wizarding World of Harry Potter.
Yeah, they have a whole section of the park that's Harry Potter. When we were there last year, whatever it was, the 4 or 5 days that we were there, they had some sort of special thing going on for the Harry Potter. I think they were just now opening it. So there's 10,000 people walking around Universal Studios dressed in fucking Harry Potter outfits.
That's how it was when I went this past weekend.
Yeah.
I would have left.
I just can't get into Harry Potter, dude. I don't want to watch that crap. And the entire park, it's not one giant section. It's like 2 giant sections of all Harry Potter crap.
Yeah.
I'm like,
if you don't like Harry Potter, then why'd you go to the Harry Potter world?
Well, because my wife.
Asking the real question.
Yeah, I didn't go in there.
Because my friend's wife wanted to show my wife around, and it wasn't my trip. It was my wife's trip. So.
I felt like I wasn't dressed properly to go in there. Everyone that went in there was dressed like Harry Potter. I just had on regular clothes, like, you know.
Yeah, I had on like a dry fit shirt. Yeah, it was. I don't know. I did not dig the Harry Potter crap.
I did.
I mean, it's just everything is Harry freaking Potter. It's like the only.
I watch Harry Potter, but.
Yeah.
My daughter is a nerd and she loves Harry Potter, so that's the only reason why I watch it.
Yeah.
Well, Luke Walker loves it.
Being around a bunch of people dressed in cloaks and having wands, I think I'm about to get assaulted.
Believe me, the people that
broaden your horizons if you think Harry Potter is just for nerds.
The people that are into Harry Potter are not going to do anything to your talking spit. Believe me.
Well, I know, but still, I felt weird because, like, I mean, I'm not used to being around a bunch of people who have a life. I don't.
Well, you fit right in with it. You need to start getting into Harry Potter then.
It's like they chose Harry Potter and everything, every corner of the park had something like some lore from the Harry Potter, from the books. Like everything was crafted to make you feel like you're in Harry Potter world. And I'm sure it would be cool if I was a Harry Potter fan, but I'm not.
Well,
so I'd like to go to something that was something that I'm a fan of.
Harry Potter was a little bit past my time. Like, I was too old by the time it came out to get into it. But if I was been younger, like when it came out, how old were you, Luke?
I wasn't born when it came out.
You weren't?
When
the hell did it come out?
You mean the first movie?
Yeah, the movie. The movie.
The movie?
Movie?
Yeah, the movie.
The first movie was 2001.
Yeah. Oh, so
I was 2 years away from being born.
Oh, geez. Now you're making me feel old for real.
Yeah.
So I kind of grew up with the books and watched the movies afterwards.
Yeah. I get it. I was
but like 13 when that movie came out.
We had a version of that in the 80s. People that were into Harry Potter, and at your age, and at our time, it was Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh yeah, D&D.
the butt of all jokes.
D&D.
Yeah, it's like, well, don't they play something similar to that on Stranger Things?
I don't know.
Whatever
Stranger Things world, that would be cool.
No, they play that game. It's kind of like Dungeons and Dragons. Oh, it is Dungeons and Dragons. All right.
If they had a Stranger Things world, that would be sick. Like something I care about and watch. I don't know.
Right.
I don't know. I've never watched Stranger Things.
Oh, that's great.
I haven't either.
Yeah, I already see enough strange things. So.
Yeah, if you're on YouTube at all, you see.
Vic.
Go on TikTok or YouTube. There's strange things all over the place.
Yeah.
Probably including this.
Nice fielding, Luke.
It's 1-0, bro. Chill.
I know. I'm just. Hey,
you're losing, pal.
I know, but you were getting on me about Max Wagner striking out at his first at bat. So I'm.
Is this the super regional that's happening, or what?
No, it's ACC tournament.
ACC tournament. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, we just knocked out Georgia Tech out of the tournament. Thank you.
You didn't knock them out. You kind of did. ACC tournament's weird.
I don't really follow baseball that much, so I don't know how the tournament works.
So Georgia Tech is still going to play another game, but they can't go to the ACC championship.
Why?
Because there's a pool play, so they want to guarantee every team plays 2 games.
Oh. Hey, Jordan, what does Clemson need to do to get into the World Series tournament? Do they have to win the ACC?
No, but we probably need to win a couple games. Like we swept.
You definitely
BC
need to win this game. You need to have a really good ACC tournament.
Yeah, we swept BC and dropped 8 spots in the RPI, so now we're pretty much on the bubble. So we need a few wins.
Okay, I got you.
Carolina's pretty comfortably in, so y'all need this a lot more than us.
Well, I mean, I can't speak for Jordan, but I have my own way of fanning, and I don't know if I even would want to see them in there. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
there'll be a 3 in some.
Yeah, different way of fanning.
We're not getting rid of Monty Lee this year, so not making it. There's no point in not making it.
Vic, what I meant is I'm not the fan police.
Okay. That's okay, but why?
Warning! Fan police en route.
But why don't you want to make the World Series, though?
Well, make the tournament, not. I mean, we all want to.
You need to win. You need to win multiple rounds in the tournament to go to the World Series.
Into the World Series.
Because I don't want them to go and just get completely destroyed right at the beginning of it.
This team can. I mean, this team has showed this year it can beat anybody.
The ACC is really good this year in baseball.
Yeah, we're like top 10 strength of schedule. Like, so I mean that's the only reason we're even a bubble team with a losing.
I think the ACC is projected to get 11 teams in the tournament.
Yeah. So
that's a lot.
Yeah, it was. I mean, we've had some good. I mean, when we've had some good series wins. I mean, we swept. We swept Georgia. Who else did we beat? We swept Georgia Tech.
That's 2 terrible teams.
No, Georgia Tech's pretty good.
They are?
Georgia's pretty good.
Oh, I just assumed they were bad. Sorry, Sea-Dog. I thought I read somewhere that they were one of the.
What do you know?
Because I thought that I read somewhere that they were one of the worst teams in the ACC.
Well, they are, but the ACC is really, really good.
Yeah, yeah, but
Don't use that argument. That's what the SEC fans do in football. Oh yeah, I mean, you think this team, this thing is terrible, but it's just because they play in the SEC. That's the only reason they look terrible.
Well, but baseball is a little bit different, though. It's just a different. It's a different game. You know, there's a lot more
like
clarity.
South Carolina, like Georgia Tech beat Georgia in a series. That's like South Carolina beating, let's say, whoever won the Coastal that year, then winning 3 games in the SEC.
Yeah, and how many teams get into the tournament?
Same as basketball, right? 60, 64?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well. The rock and roller coaster. I don't know what that is, Colby. Do you know what that is, Sea-Dog?
The Rip Ride Rocket thing?
No, he said
there's one where there's a roller coaster in Universal. It's actually the only roller coaster in Universal side.
Oh, that's a good one too.
It's
I liked it.
It plays music while you're riding. So I chose like Devil Went Down to Georgia, and it plays it like while you're riding.
I don't remember that.
Why are you guys pitching around Caden Grice? I think he leads the country in strikeouts this year. That interesting strategy to walk him, but I'm not complaining.
Listen, it's not going to matter. We're getting Garris, whatever his name, out right now.
Yeah, you're probably. I think you're ahead. Are you ahead of me?
Yeah, I guess.
I'm
watching on cable. I don't know what you're watching.
He's in the future.
So
I remember I got super bored last off season and watched a baseball game.
Throw a damn strike, Max. See, Max Carlson does this thing where he forgets how to throw a strike for like 3 batters. Then he'll strike him out with the bases loaded.
The same thing though. That's just I don't.
He has like a 3 ERA and has like 20 walks per 9 or some crap. It's ridiculous. Yep, there it is.
Listening to you guys call this game is fascinating. I mean, I got to say, I'm riveted.
I called a freaking baseball game last year.
You did?
I was that bored. Yeah, I was bored, dude.
Baseball is exciting when you have someone to root for.
Listen to Luke.
It really does change how you watch the game. If you're just a casual observer, it's not always the most riveting, but when you have a rooting interest, it definitely.
Yeah, some people just don't like certain sports, you know.
Yeah.
But Vic, what do you think about the what Greg Sankey was saying today about forming their own playoff system and the possibility of pods coming to the SEC? I think they're not going to call it pods either. I think they're going to call it something similar to the ACC.
They're not going to call it pods.
It's going to be like the 3-6 or some shit like that.
The SEC always has to be different.
It's
clearly pods.
Yeah.
Well, I like pods, but
whatever you want to call them. I mean, you can call them a cocoon if you want.
Of copying the lowly ACC, so they have to make something up where it's the same thing, but it's called something else.
Yeah.
Jewel pods, Tide pods. I don't matter.
Yeah, Tide pods.
Well, I think about going to pods. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Yeah.
I swear, for the past 2 years, I couldn't find a single damn person to agree with me. Now, I haven't seen a single person say that they don't like it. Like, what happened?
I don't like it.
Oh, yeah, you still don't. That's right. Thank you for not liking it.
Why don't you like it, Sea-Dog?
A few reasons.
You're the one of the people that just hates rematches?
I do hate rematches. That is a big reason.
I like.
Who cares?
It's
a good game.
What other reasoning do you have? I remember we talking about this the other week, and you were like, well, it's dumb that Miami doesn't play Clemson but every however many years.
You have a better ACC championship game.
I mean, I was just saying, well, okay, see, that's the thing. I don't think the ACC championship game has to be good. Like,
what?
I don't.
I also think there's a lot of value in playing teams more often.
No, hold on. Back up now. Back up. Let me.
It's special because it has the best regular season in all sports. We can agree.
Yeah.
You're gonna believe that no matter what they do. That's the thing about it. I don't understand.
But how does that diminish the regular season?
Season's not matter.
C-Dog.
I'm just saying
it makes the regular season matter more.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying that it's okay for a divisional matchup to be a better game than the ACC championship.
What are you saying? Okay, so
I don't get it.
He said
the regular season should reward the regular season should reward the teams that perform best in conference, right?
Right.
He originally said though that conference championship games don't matter. Was that the word you used?
No, I didn't say that.
Or what'd you say?
It's okay.
He said he doesn't care if they matter.
I said I don't care if it's a bad matchup. I mean, it doesn't usually happen that way. Usually the two teams are good.
It's been like that the past 10 years almost. The two best teams, the Atlantic has been the best division by far the last 10 years.
Right.
The two best teams
You get the matchup already in the Atlantic in the regular season. And that's
so
okay.
you don't have any issue with their
kind of where I agree with C-Dog.
But he's still not explaining why he's not against having divisions or whatever, vice versa. Why he's not for pods, because according to your own words, you don't care who plays in the ACC championship. So then why does that affect anything else? What don't you like about it other than the ACC championship situation?
Well, I mean, you lose when you get rid of divisions in a big conference. You lose some of the teams that you get to play every year, and
But you don't.
No, you really don't.
Under the proposed model, you would have.
You will.
ACC, yeah.
You'll lose some of
play
them.
all the teams more often.
Right.
So.
But yeah, you'll lose like some of the lesser yearly games, but you get more. You get to play other teams more often.
Yeah, some teams that used to play every year, you're now playing every other year.
So
yeah, that's the thing.
Luke, when's the last time?
I like that idea.
So C-Dog, what if it was the teams that you liked that were in your pod, the ones that you play every year? Because there's 3 other teams that you would play every year still. So who would you pick if you could pick which 3 teams to play and then the other ones rotate?
I mean, I like playing the Virginias, Clemson, and Miami.
That's too many.
No, that's 3.
I just like what we had going on, you know.
Vic, why are you saying that's too much?
It's just the Virginia teams and
it's too many. It goes over the Virginias, Miami.
It really depends on how we do the pods. Because if we do the pods with what we have now, it's not going to make any sense.
What do you mean with what we have now?
Because it doesn't divide out into an even number.
14 teams.
I mean, I don't think just because you're in a conference with somebody. I mean, these conferences are getting bigger and bigger, and just because you're in a conference with someone doesn't mean that you automatically need to play them. And if you're both good enough, then you'll both win your division and make it to the.
Well, Luke, it's funny you bring that up because you know the conspiracy theorists out there. Put your tinfoil hat on, Vic. All right, buddy.
Okay.
West Virginia and Notre Dame.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Yeah.
And by
Who's been watching Gold and Blue?
And by conspiracy theorist, I mean Gold and Blue dude.
I hope it happens. I think that would be good for the ACC.
Oh, I do too. Yeah, I would love that. That would be like my dream come true if West Virginia and Notre Dame join the ACC for real.
Yeah,
especially Notre Dame. But
it would, but then and then
we can do a real good pod system that I have laid out.
And we really just don't need. I mean,
So you're just scared of change, is what it is.
Well, you have to expand.
No, I mean, I like the way it is now.
Every conference is trying to expand. So
yeah, C-Dog, if we were in court right now, you would have lost the arguments, right? You haven't provided any evidence whatsoever for your blasphemous claims.
I mean,
a lot of the times when you go changing stuff like that, it can cause.
I mean, I thought that y'all wanted to keep up with the SEC. I mean, this whole. I mean, it's the SEC's fault.
We're not keeping up with the SEC regardless under our current.
Yeah, and guess what else? And guess what else, Vic? The SEC following the ACC trying to do the same thing. trying to keep up
Yeah,
with the
we brought this
ACC.
idea up before you guys. Stop trying to copy us.
I definitely feel
That's
like
true, but it's not gonna matter. They're gonna take credit for it, and they're gonna
That's what they do.
praised
They
as
take
did
credit for
what
everything. It's
before?
not their idea.
You did what before we did?
The idea of the
eliminating divisions.
Yeah, eliminating divisions.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was a bad joke. I failed miserably on that
Well,
one.
I was
definitely
talking
feel like there's
about
more things
conference
we
expansion.
worried about.
Well, I was just talking about conference expansion. Is the is what the SEC started the conference.
It started the
couldn't
most
have- we
recent
couldn't have
conference
started it
expansion.
even
They're
if
not
we
the
wanted
first
to.
school ever to expand or conference ever to expand.
Yeah, no, I meant of this like.
Yeah, I know what you mean, but that doesn't. But that has nothing to do with the reason that the ACC wanted to eliminate divisions. It has nothing to do with anything other than the fact that they feel like they can make more revenue off of more interesting matchups. And a lot of the coaches
ACC has been trying to get Notre Dame to join the ACC in football for the last decade.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with the SEC.
Okay, well that's okay.
Well, that's the only conference Notre Dame can join. Am I right?
No.
Yeah,
Well,
it's the only conference they can join
Well, that's
if they
okay.
join one in
I mean,
football.
Well, that's okay. I mean, the SEC doesn't have to be the first conference to do everything. So.
Well, the problem is you guys take credit for the first thing.
Good Lord.
Because you know it just means more.
That's right. Yes. Well, the SEC was the first team to go to divisions. So I guess it's the so I guess this whole divisions thing is the SEC's fault, right?
I like winning. I don't know. I just like the division system.
I don't have a problem
Instead
with
of winning the
balance.
division, it'll be an ACC championship game berth.
Yeah, that's why I think it should stay the same. But then again, I don't have a problem if it switches.
Yes. Well,
either.
it will be a better championship game. Though.
Absolutely,
I mean,
it will.
Be
Hey,
Clemson.
Jordan.
It'll be Clemson.
I
versus
don't want
Notre
to. I
Dame.
don't just
nice
don't,
fielding,
say,
bro.
don't say anything because I'm behind. Unless you're if you're
This is
talking
bad.
baseball.
I feel like that's the worst argument is for the better championship game, because if you have the two best teams in the division, then you
A conference
will,
championship should mean something. I mean, winning your conference, no matter which conference you're in, should be
most times
it's
it
a major
does.
achievement.
Yeah, it does mean
most
something.
times it
Yeah.
does.
And guess what else? Everybody's always talking about, with the playoff. Once we started doing the playoffs, it's like, which teams deserve to be there more, this and that. Well, in my opinion, you should get the two most deserving teams in the playoff, in the ACC championship game. Not just the one that wins their shit division, like Pitt did a few years ago and had 5 losses.
That's
yeah, Pitt's
right.
the main
Well,
culprit of
that's
this.
I don't know.
Carolina won the
that's the
coastal.
I
They
feel
were
like
actually
that's the
second.
exception, not the rule.
But why wouldn't you want the two best teams? I can't figure out why nobody would want the two best teams to play for it.
Seen that game. The
What?
Two best teams. We
How?
would have already
If they
seen
were
that
in the
game.
same division, they would have already played each
If they were
other.
in the same division.
Oh, this is the rematch thing again. Here we go.
Or
Well, I mean, why would you want to see the same game twice?
This
There's
is like a
very
dog
few-
chasing its tail.
only-
I don't know why people care that much about a rematch.
Listen, I'll make the argument because the rematch thing isn't why I don't want to, or the conference championship isn't why I want to eliminate divisions.
Me
But
either.
if you're the better team, win the regular season game.
That's a good
People
point.
want to see a game that we haven't seen yet.
That's a great point because I don't
Right.
care. I don't care as much about the. I mean, I think that's a good thing that the two best teams will play in the championship game.
It should
To me,
matter.
it's all about. It should not be 6 and 7 years between times that you play some teams like Clemson.
That's the reason I want to get rid of divisions.
That's a better
Yes,
argument
exactly.
than the championship thing.
Oh.
But I mean, at the same time, I mean, would it be nice for
what a play.
Clemson to play Ohio State every year? Yeah, because it'd be a cool matchup. But
Would have saved a couple runs if he
There-
caught the easier one.
there's
Yeah, I
a
know.
lot. There's a lot of teams in college. 100-something teams in college football. I mean, you can't squeeze everyone into.
Well-
into your small schedule just because you're in the same.
Actually, you can, because I've come up with something where a 16-team conference, people will play each other every other year.
yeah.
What other sport is there where there's not possible rematches that happen? In Major League Baseball, there's tons of rematches. In NFL football, there's rematches. I mean, is there any sport that doesn't have rematches other than college football?
Yeah,
I
don't
find
be
it
afraid of
Badminton.
rematch.
It's like, no.
I don't know.
I mean, all right.
Don't
Well,
be afraid of a rematch.
there's always a flat earther in the bunch, and Sea Dog is clearly the flat earther here.
You're gonna trigger me. I'm gonna make a video.
Yeah. Okay.
Gonna make a crow video, Sea Dog.
Crow video for what?
I don't know, because I love
For
it.
being defeated in an argument about division.
No, you haven't been defeated. It's your opinion. I mean, there's really no winner here.
I don't feel like that.
You got defeated 5-1. 5-1.
You make great crow videos, or videos when you're angry.
Well, I mean, we gotta wait till the season for that.
Did anybody see his last video, Sea Dog? The one about Saban and Fisher? That was hilarious.
No. I barely ever
no
get
one saw that.
Yeah, hey, Talk is Pit don't watch you, bro.
Yes, I do. I was on his show before.
You just said you hadn't seen it. Hell, he's posted it 5 days ago.
Oh, I said I don't get notifications for his channel. That's why I haven't seen it.
Just for his channel. I got you.
I appreciate that, Pete. That video did not do well. I think I posted it. I literally posted it the next day. Like, that was a lot of editing and stuff.
Yeah.
And I had to, like, come up with it and shit. And it flopped. I don't know why.
You're I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I think your videos are hilarious.
Thanks. Well, I wanted to do something besides tell my dumbass opinion like everybody else. You know, I thought I'd do something funny. And my wife I got to give her credit. She actually came up with the idea for me to do that about the college football YouTubers.
Oh, you should do that. That would be amazing and fantastic.
I will. It was like when Chess Hall and Lou were beefing or whatever.
Oh.
Yeah.
And she was like, "This is like the Real Housewives of college football."
Yeah.
Real
But then it happened with Saban and Jimbo, and I was like, I better see if I can.
I'll play the video on here. Does anybody want to see it? Has anybody not seen it other than
arguments are terrible, by the way.
The Talk is Pit? Have you seen it?
Seen what?
No, you haven't seen it. All right, got you.
Yeah, the Real Housewives.
The Real Housewives of the SEC is what it's called. Let me.
No, I didn't watch that video, but I seen it pop up on my phone. I get notifications for you all the time.
Hey, Slim, sit tight, buddy. You know the deal. I got the room is full. Slim's been in the back room. Oh. And
well, I can head out, Pigskin, if he wants to hop in.
Well, I mean, that's up to you. I'm not telling anybody to leave, but yeah. So if you want to leave, that's fine.
Yeah, I'll leave so you can let somebody else in. I'll hop back in the chat and trash talk from there.
All right, buddy. I appreciate it.
No problem, guys. See you later, guys.
All right. So Slim, you can come in now. I don't know if Slim's driving or what. 'Cause he keeps coming in and out, in and out. I don't know if he's just going out on his own or if he's losing a signal. But anyway, let's see if I can find this.
Slim heard us talking about baseball, and the Miami man had to jump in.
Let's go, Big Willie. Let's go, Big Willie.
Sea Dog.
That's it. Just Sea Dog.
I got it. Now, first of all, I'll put it on the screen because you got to see the thumbnail of it too.
I put like Karen hair on.
Yeah.
Let's
see here. Ooh. There it is.
Watch the NBA Finals live on ABC with YouTube TV.
Next time on Real Housewives of the SEC. The situation between Nick Saban and Jimbo Fisher is heating up following Nick Saban's comments about Texas A&M's latest recruiting class.
You've read about them. You know who they are. I mean, we were second in recruiting last year. A&M was first. A&M bought every player on their team. Made a deal for name, image, and likeness. We didn't buy one player.
Wow. Talk about a spicy take. But Jimbo was not going to take this lightly.
We never bought anybody. No rules were broken. Nothing was done wrong. It was all in the way we do things, the ethics in which we do things. And these families, it's despicable that a reputable head coach could come out and say this when he doesn't get his way or things don't go his way. The narcissist in him doesn't allow those things to happen. It's ridiculous, but when he's not on top.
As you can see, Jimbo is not happy with these comments that Saban made. But then he drops this bombshell.
Have you had any contact with Nick since?
No. Oh, he's called.
You just didn't take the call?
Not going to. We're done.
But that's not all. Nick Saban also targeted Deion Sanders.
I mean, Jackson State paid a guy $1 million last year that was a really good Division I player to come to school. It was in the paper, and they bragged about it.
And Deion Sanders took to Twitter and had this to say. You best believe I will address that lie Coach Saban told tomorrow. I was awakened by my son, Shedeur Sanders, that sent me the article saying that we paid Travis Hunter Jr. $1 million to play at JSU. We as a people don't have to pay our people to play with our people. Whoa. The next Aflac commercial recording is going to be interesting.
And I know how Coach Brown feels about money.
Will there ever be parity in college football again? Could Nick Saban be keeping secrets? Will these two head coaches ever be on speaking terms again? Stay tuned for more divisional drama next time on Real Housewives of the SEC.
Now, that is a great concept because there's always going to be some sort of, back and forth, especially during the season between these coaches and stuff.
It wasn't just Russell Westbrook.
Between these coaches and stuff. And so you could make you could get a lot of videos out of that. And it's funny too.
Drama, yeah.
We as a people don't have to pay people to play for our people. Whatever it was.
My wife watches this show called Love Island. And the announcer on that is the most annoying voice I've ever heard in my life. So I did my best impression of him.
That's funny.
I mean, gee.
ACC Player of the Year, huh? Oh, my gosh.
I get it.
What happened? I guess Slim never came in, huh?
Oh, well.
Yep.
So
what am I doing here?
Talk his pick and come back, right?
Hell, anybody can come in. I don't give a shit.
Wants to. Or
That's why I put the link in the description there.
Well, I mean, but he's in the comments, though.
Did he? Slim says Prime gonna throw out the race card. What a piece of shit. What? See, I didn't.
He threw out the race card because it's HBCU. How do you not throw out the race card?
Yeah, I guess our people don't have to pay our people to play for our people. Yeah.
Oh, is that what he's talking about?
Yeah.
Yes, you went to HBCU.
Our people. Oh, that is kind of a weird way to put that, but whatever.
Yes, Luke Walker. Deion's a piece of shit for saying that.
Prime time, baby. Deion Sanders is a character, man.
Oh, he's true. I like Deion. I do.
I do too.
Shit move.
Well, I mean, look, man, this is the kind of thing Saban, keep this. Hey, pull Will Smith on you. Keep my fucking name out your mouth, and he didn't keep his name out his mouth. So Nick Saban's out there talking about him.
I've said the same thing since the beginning of this drama unfolding. What did Nick Saban say that was untrue?
That's not
the way Jimbo responded to that, too, by the way. He never outright denied that they got paid. He just said that A&M wasn't involved.
Well, first of all,
everybody knows that, and I don't think that's what Saban was saying.
How would Saban?
Everybody knows that class was bought and paid for.
I'm not saying Saban was wrong, but how in the hell would he know? These are his exact words. Texas A&M bought every single recruit. How does he know that? And then he goes, we never bought any recruit. But meanwhile, they had a quarterback who ended up being a Heisman winner that got paid $1 million for an image and likeness deal. So
and the Alabama pixie dust is no secret.
So I mean, I don't. And then he goes out and then he says something about Deion. I don't blame Deion for look, man, fight dirty if you got to. Shouldn't have said something.
I don't blame Deion at all for responding. I think he should have, but it's just just immediately go to the race card is what I had a problem with.
Yeah.
All right. So I gotta go now. So.
All right, Vic.
See you, Vic.
See ya.
Hey, Vic, real quick, what's on tap for tomorrow? Well, not tomorrow. No, today's Tuesday. Never mind. What's on tap for Thursday for Luanon with Vic too.
Well, I think we were going to talk about UFOs. Yeah.
Oh, that's my favorite subject, Vic. That and flat Earth. I'll be tuning
We
in.
talk about UFO and like the UFO hearings or whatever.
Oh, what's going on in Congress right now? Yeah, you know what it is? It's a bunch of rigmarole, Vic. Nothing's going to happen.
Yeah, I know.
So, yeah.
Yeah, they're going to reveal all the aliens in Area 51.
Right.
The rigmarole. That's right. And
I
that's
wish we would have
exactly
rushed
what
it that year.
And that's exactly what we do on Luanon.
Right. So it's perfect. I like it. All right, Vic. Good talking to you, buddy. Thanks for coming in. Oh, Vic.
No wonder Clemson stinks. This is bad baseball.
At least we have softball.
What's the score now?
True.
It's
3-1.
It's 3-1 Carolina.
What inning is it?
The third.
Oh, you guys are talking shit in the third inning? God dang, man.
Well,
I'm not,
the only reason
I haven't said anything. The most I said was, I don't even remember. I said great fielding one time. That was it. Ironically.
Oh, Slim, that reminds me, buddy. I saw something today on the ACC network. They had the media. Obviously, the ACC network is down there where all the ACC people are meeting. They were interviewing all the athletic directors, and they were interviewing Dan Radakovich. I think it was on the Mark and Packer show. I think it was. Anyway.
Packer and Durham.
Packer and Durham. Right. Mark and Packer. It's the same guy.
It's two guys.
Yeah.
Well,
anyway.
But Mark Packer is one guy.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Listen. Yeah, the Mark Packer and Durham show, whatever it is, they were talking to Dan Radakovich, and they mentioned to him. I don't give it. It could be a Dopey from the fucking Seven Dwarfs. I don't care what his name is.
Hey, he's a Clemson.
Listen,
All right.
West Durham is the son of a UNC legend. We can't be disrespecting him over here.
Well, I said Mark the Packer. He's a Clemson man. He's a Tater man.
I'm talking about West Durham.
Oh, I met
co-host.
I don't give a damn about West.
Nobody cares about it, Luke, other than you.
Damn about Mark Packer.
There's a reason why Packer's name is first.
Because it sounds better than Durham and Packer.
Don't you think there's a reason for that?
Anyway.
Hey, so what Dan Radakovich was saying was they asked him about the stadium deal. They were like, you know, a lot of talk about Miami building a stadium, and it sounds like he wants to. Now, I'm not saying it's going to happen, and he even said in the interview, he said something like, you know, the on-campus stadium is a difficult situation. You know, basically saying it's not going to be happening in Coral Gables, but he does want to do it.
No, yeah.
And he used, you know, a lot like Brent Venables used a lot of Clemson terminology and Daboisms whenever he went to Oklahoma, and everyone's making fun of him about it. Well, he's doing the same thing at Miami. He said, what we want to build in Miami is a forever home. That's a Dabo Swinney term when he talked about the Clemson facilities, a forever home. And he's trying to replicate at Miami what the Clemson model has been over the past 6 or 7 years, basically, is what it sounded like to me. He's talking about not only... He said what they've done up until this point has been add-ons. You know, they're adding on a enclosed practice facility. They're adding on this, they're adding on that, but not one big complex that has everything in it all at the same time. So it sounds to me like he wants to build some kind of...
I mean, it's not a bad idea.
Some kind of crazy football facility, like, you know, keeping up with the Joneses type thing, and eventually building a stadium somewhere close to the Coral Gables. I don't know exactly where it would go, but
they're still looking. I mean, that guy John Ruiz is still looking for land that he can buy somewhere. It definitely wouldn't be anytime soon. And I mean, we've talked about this before. If they do it, they do it. If they don't, I don't care. I like Hard Rock.
I have a feeling that's the whole reason that they brought him in. Is because they know that he's the guy that could get that stuff done.
But I mean, it's still at the end of the day, it's not going to change the argument, though. They're still not going to have an on-campus stadium.
No, but they'll have their own stadium. So that's, right. I mean, that's the argument. I understand both arguments. You're like, well, it's not an on-campus stadium, but it's also your own stadium.
Well, that's only been That's all. That's only been a thing for like 10 years.
What? What's only been a thing for 10 years?
10. It was less than 15 years ago that they tore down the Orange Bowl. So I mean, Miami's had their own stadium forever.
Yeah.
I mean, that was never really a thing. Like I said, they had the Orange Bowl. I mean, everybody talks about, they're sharing the stadium with the Dolphins or they're renting space from them. Well, there was a good 40-year span where the Dolphins were renting out the Hurricane Stadium.
I get saying that, the Miami fans, because they're used to it, say they don't, that doesn't really matter to us. We don't really care. Yeah, because, I mean, you haven't had a choice but not to care for a while now. But I don't think if anybody's being serious and they're a college football fan, they would not prefer to have their own stadium over playing in a pro stadium. And that's what Miami fans act like. They would go, well, shit, man, Hard Rock's way nicer than any of those college stadiums. Well, yeah, it's a pro stadium. I mean, it has different, it looks different on the inside. But it also only holds, 60,000 people compared to 105 at some places in college. And it's a different type of atmosphere at a college stadium than it is in an NFL stadium. But
it holds.
That's probably good for Miami that holds less people.
And
I don't know.
And it's also, I mean, the Orange Bowl wasn't much bigger. I mean, at its highest capacity, you might get about 80,000 in the Orange Bowl.
It's not so much. I mean, I think you want to have at least, if you can manage it, if you're a major Power 5 program, you want to probably at least have somewhere around 70,000 at minimum.
Also, but 90% of college stadiums are smaller than Hard Rock.
What? Well, 90% of college stadiums. Yeah, when you're including smaller schools, what I'm talking about.
Power 5 stadiums are smaller than Hard Rock.
A lot, but not most. Not most.
I mean, you do realize that Hard Rock holds over 70,000.
No, it does.
Yeah.
No, I didn't realize that.
I mean, like Canyon Stadium holds like 40.
I read this about a week ago. He was repeating a lot of. Yeah. Now he was talking about that on-campus facility that you were talking about, the big complex.
Yeah.
He's been talking about that being like $100+ million facility.
Yeah.
Now that I'm all in favor for. Go for it. Great.
Well, I could see that argument too. I mean, I think he wants to do both things, but if you had to choose one, I would definitely go with the facility over the stadium. But
yeah,
ideally, I think that they're getting him in there to do both. He'll probably get it done. You're right. It's not going to happen in 1 or 2 years. I mean, by the time they even get it all worked out, then it's going to take a few years to build the damn thing. So, but I would say he might have some sort of 5. I mean, how old is Dan Radakovich? Does anybody know? He's like in his 60s, right?
Something like that.
Yeah. I don't know. He's somewhere in his 60s, I believe. And I would imagine he's not, unless he wants to work until he's 80. He's only
63.
He's 63. So let's say he wants to retire before, 68, about the normal age anyway. That's a 5-year plan. I believe he can get that deal done in 5 years. I'm not saying it's going to happen overnight, but let's see. And on the other hand, Graham Neff, the athletic director for Clemson, looks like he's 5 years old.
I mean,
yeah, he does.
Lord.
I mean, I'm just taking it as a W that Miami's finally spending money as opposed to its entire history of being a bunch of cheap bastards.
Right, and that goes back to Radakovich again. He's a money guy. That's his main function. And he did a hell of a job raising money at Clemson. And so I have no doubt he can do it down there.
Last AD. I think the people above them, the light bulbs just finally clicked in their head that if they want to once again compete with the top level of college football, they can't be cheap like they've always been. Not anymore.
Yep.
By the way, just because I'm crazy and had to check, Miami has the 5th biggest stadium in the ACC, and one that's above it is also a professional stadium.
Okay, I see.
National stadium in the ACC would be Heinz Field.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you, Sir UGA, for the Cash App. Appreciate it. He says, Island bro.
Island bro.
Oh, Lord. The hell are you watching?
Yeah, the kids are watching SpongeBob.
Oh, I was like, what is going on?
They have good taste.
Yes, they do.
I don't know about all that, but okay.
SpongeBob is amazing.
Who is it? Harry in the chat says there's nowhere in Coral Gables to put a stadium. Yeah, we already established that it's not going in Coral Gables. But...
Yeah, there's nowhere to put it until they make room.
Yeah.
Make room? What? You go into some residential areas?
Yeah, man. Annex them people. Kick them the fuck out, man. They're gonna die soon anyway. Who cares?
Yeah.
Yeah, them waspy asshole white folks ain't gonna let a whole,
I know, I'm kidding.
60, 70,000 people up in Coral Gables every Saturday.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not allowed to cut
Especially
your
Miami
lawn
fans.
on a Sunday in Coral Gables. That's how bad that area is.
It's really ritzy, isn't it? Rich people. Old rich white folk.
Pretty much.
I've been down to Coral Gables.
For you.
Any of y'all been to the Venetian pools? Them shits are awesome.
The Venetian pools?
Oh, yeah. You know what I'm talking about, Slim?
I thought the Venetian pools would have been in somewhere in Venice.
No.
Kidding.
That was a good one, though.
Also, thank you, Hufferbilly Paul, for the PayPal. He said, how about Pittsburgh having their own stadium?
They need to get their own facility before they get their own stadium.
Well, don't they have the same sort of argument that Coral Gables has? Where are you going to put a big stadium in Pittsburgh? I guess
Pittsburgh doesn't even have their own practice facility.
Great frame, fellas.
There's no demand for it.
Well, there's no demand for it. Yeah, that's actually a good point. I would like to see Pittsburgh Panthers have their own stadium, but I guess nobody cares. Not even their fans.
And they need a practice facility before they can get a stadium.
Yeah, right. They got a long way to go.
At least Miami can practice on campus.
But thank you, Hufferbilly. We appreciate it. All right.
Well, and they've needed that indoor practice facility forever.
Can we get a baseball update? What's the score?
4-1.
Oh, now it's 4-1.
Yeah.
All right.
Good old Monty ball is being played right now. So, the bats are.
I know you
bats aren't doing too great, and
we're just better.
Well, that's probably true.
I would like to hear Slim Shady's opinion on what we were talking about before he came on. And are you in the camp Sea Dog or camp everybody else about the divisions thing?
Damn.
I actually think there's a simpler way to do it than pods.
Uh-oh.
We've talked about it before. No, I think it's you pick. I mean, if you're going to leave the conference schedule at 8 games, you pick 3 teams you play every year, and then just call everybody else.
That's it. That's what they're talking about.
Pod system.
That's the same thing that they're saying to do. So you're for?
Okay. Well, yeah, that seems pretty simple to me.
Yeah. So you agree with us then? Yeah. Sea Dog. Sea Dog doesn't want. Well, I don't know. He didn't explain his case very well. I don't know what Sea Dog doesn't want, but
I just like divisions. I don't want to get a division.
Makes sense. I just like divisions. There's no reason why. I just like them.
Georgia Tech doesn't really have enough rivals to care.
I think winning a divisional title is fun. I like the teams that we play every year personally. As a Tech fan.
You have to let that go.
I don't see a lot of downside, or I don't see a lot of upsides to getting rid of them. In fact, I pretty much just see downside. There's just no reason, and there's definitely better shit that the company should be worrying about.
Well, and I mean, I don't think Jordan made a very good argument either, talking about how one division is just dominated. You only have 4 teams in the conference with a championship history.
Right.
I'm not even talking about national championships. I'm talking, being relevant within the conference. It's been the Atlantic.
That's what he's saying. He's saying there's only been a few conference champions. I think that's what you're saying.
Well, I mean, it goes in cycles, It's like.
Well, I'm talking about I'm talking about as far as national title contenders.
Oh, okay. You're talking about national titles. All
I'm
right.
not talking about national title. I'm just talking about being relevant within the conference.
Yeah.
National title contenders in the last 5 years. There's one.
Yeah, it's just one.
No,
I wouldn't be making that argument.
I'm talking all time in the conference. You've got 4 teams that have ever been a contender nationally. North Carolina's never been. Duke's
There's
never
more
been.
than that.
NC State's never been.
There's at least 5.
Wake.
Yeah, there's at least 5.
Clemson, Florida State, Miami.
I would say there's more.
Miami and Virginia Tech. Well, Miami's relevance precedes them being in the conference.
Yeah, it's Florida State, Clemson, Miami, Virginia Tech, and Georgia Tech.
Yeah.
I mean, but other teams have national championships too. Does Syracuse have one? Like, that must be a really old one if they have one.
Yeah, they do. They have
Georgia Tech has one, or not Georgia Tech.
Georgia Tech
has one.
Yeah, Georgia Tech has a bunch.
People are alive.
Hey, if Georgia wins 2 more, they'll have more than us.
Although, to be fair, none of Georgia Tech.
I didn't know Georgia Tech had.
Well, none of Georgia Tech's were.
They won one in 1990.
None of them were AP national titles.
Well, they had a co-championship in 1990, was it?
They should have been AP. Yeah, they should have been AP champions in 90. But
yeah,
Anyway,
they
do have 4.
My point is, and Pittsburgh has been a good. Have they ever won a national title? I don't think so. Maybe they have.
Several.
They won. Okay, so
I mean, if we're talking about programs,
Pittsburgh's got 9.
Bring Carolina in there.
Yeah.
So in Florida State and Clemson and Miami and Virginia Tech doesn't have a national championship. But what you were saying is like relevant nationally. I would say the majority of ACT teams have been relevant nationally at some point. Not now.
You don't have to win a national championship to be relevant.
Right.
That's
yeah. So I think we all are on the same page, actually. But
Wake Forest played in the Orange Bowl 15 years ago.
2006, yeah.
Yeah. Obviously Virginia Tech was relevant for. They were winning. Especially in like the mid 2000s.
Michael Vick.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Michael Vick was before the ACC. They were in the ACC.
They had that.
Yeah.
That was the prime of Virginia Tech, though.
Yeah. They were still
Taylor in the ACC.
Well, they Virginia Tech came in right along with Miami in 2004.
Yeah. Right, but Virginia Tech won the conference their first year.
Yeah, they have a few conference championships.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So in Virginia Tech. I mean, their last one was 2010, but they were really good.
Don't ask me what the hell Miami's problem is. They can't seem to do it.
Yeah, Matty Sims in the chat says he's not buying the SEC starting their own playoff. Yeah, I don't think anybody else is either.
That would kill college football.
So I wouldn't worry about it.
That was the SEC commissioner throwing a bitch fit, is what that was.
He does that a lot. I've noticed.
He does.
Well,
he thinks everyone should bow to the SEC.
Well, and people do it too, and so why not do it?
Shouldn't.
It's just like some parents, when their kids throw a hissy fit, allow it to happen, and others don't. There's no adults at the table right now.
Well, yeah, it's because somebody I don't remember who it was. I was talking to somebody the other day, and they were like, Miami and Florida State should have joined the SEC when they were invited. I said, why? Because Florida State and Miami were invited to join when the SEC expanded in '92.
Clemson was too, I believe.
We weren't. They chose South Carolina over us.
Oh.
So.
Yeah, good move.
And great move.
South Carolina is about the worst team out of the ACC they could have picked.
Yeah.
Yep.
this.
It's all politics, man. It had nothing to do with football. Politics.
Because even Duke won ACC titles under Spurrier, and and they had some before that too.
If we're talking about school brand, not even talking about football, just brand in general, that would elevate your conference. South Carolina does not do that.
Yeah, no. Man, Clemson, and they chose South Carolina over Clemson, following a decade in which Clemson had won a national title and had been, a relatively nationally relevant program for the better part of a decade. So I don't know.
I got a question.
Maddie Sim says, I think the ACC should make their own playoff and stick to playing basketball instead. That's funny. I mean, most of Alabama's losses in the past decade have come to an ACC team, sir. So it sounds like you're scared to play Clemson in the playoffs again. Is what it sounds like to me. Anyway, what were you saying?
Alabama's got losses in the past to Miami too. But since the NCAA is finally saying, well, fuck it, we're just not going to deal with college football anymore. Is this a chance for them to kind of, for lack of a better term, for them to put in, say, a college football commissioner, something like Roger Goodell?
Absolutely.
It's needed to happen for a while.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what they're...
Because love him or hate him, and me and Lou were talking about this earlier, love him or hate him, there was no confusion in 2020. Roger Goodell come out and said, this is what's going to happen, this is how we're going to do it, and that's what happened.
Now, I will say it's a much more difficult job to manage 130 teams. And
also, you're managing a bunch of people that aren't employees of you.
But I do believe that you have to have some sort of person in there that's actually making decisions, the big-time decisions. And whatever the rules are, I don't know. How would you – who would appoint the commissioner? Because I don't know.
Probably be all the conferences vote on.
Yeah, because I wouldn't want just the NCAA to pick their own commissioner because they're inept at doing everything. I don't trust whoever they pick. But
I'm pretty sure they would have to be all the conferences vote on it, kind of like the owners do in the NFL.
Yeah, kind of like an election.
Yeah.
Imagine a campaign running for NCAA commissioner. Have a debate.
Well, that would be fun.
That would be fun.
That's definitely not how it would happen.
No, I'm dreaming. Thank you, Hufferbilly Paw, for the super chat. It says, who in the hell would ever believe in something called a Gamecock? That's a good question, sir. I have no idea who would.
I don't know. Just wake me up when softball starts.
What is it? It was 4-1 at last check. What is it now?
5-1 now.
I mean, things are going to.
Just loaded one out.
One out.
The cheese is sliding off of that cracker right before our very eyes.
But we probably won't fire Monty.
No, he's like Brad.
This is what Clemson baseball has become.
I want to see this. I want to see
hitting Randy right here, so I can sit back comfortably.
I would like to see Graham Neff as a young athletic director that's going behind Radakovich come in there and make it some power moves, man. Just start firing motherfuckers. You don't win here, you don't coach here. Brad Brownell. Huh?
Keep Brad Brownell.
Do all that, but keep Brad Brownell. Right. Yeah, that would be our luck.
One game in Chapel Hill.
Well, yeah. he would be the first. He was the first coach to win one in Chapel Hill, so it's not like that was some standard that he wasn't meeting.
That's still sad, though.
It is sad, but Clemson basketball in general is sad.
The Brad Brownell defenders are a trip, man.
Our claim to fame is Michael Jordan's fifth best teammate during his early championship years. So
even though I'm not a huge basketball fan, I still think Clemson should be better than they are. And it's not like the guy's only been there for 4 years, 3 years, whatever it is. The guy's been there for over a decade.
You're preaching.
There is no reason Clemson shouldn't make the NCAA tournament every year.
This is what Clemson fans do. The ones that defend Brownell, they just accept failure. They go, well, we're in the middle of nowhere. We're in the ACC. We're not a traditional powerhouse in basketball. There's Duke and North Carolina and blah blah blah. I'm going. You're just accepting having a mediocre program. What's the point of doing that? I mean, why not try it to be better?
I mean,
well, Miami's got even less of an excuse. I mean, they just had their deepest run ever I mean, they've never had much of a basketball program, and they're in the middle of a big city.
Yeah.
And I mean, we're one of two major programs in the state, so we don't have to. We're not really competing. Like, we don't have like heavy competition.
South Carolina's even worse than Clemson.
So yeah, somehow.
Yeah.
But they've been to a Final Four in the last 10 years. So their best has been better than ours.
Yeah. I mean, Clemson leads the series against South Carolina by a pretty large number, I believe.
Nope. Not in men's basketball. No, we don't.
I thought
I think we.
Okay,
I mean, we've owned them.
okay.
Like we're like 8-2 against them the last 10 years. But
I'm talking about the all-time series. But it must be.
The all-time series is Carolina. I think they lead by like 13 games or something like that.
All right, so Clemson's
too scared to play us in basketball.
Clemson leads them in baseball. Then there's only one of the.
Yeah, we lead them in baseball by 40.
That's what I was thinking.
Of course, but they have the College World Series titles to claim, so that's what they'll bang their chest. I mean, and rightfully so. I mean, I would too if I was them.
Hufferbilly's getting fired up talking about these coaches. He wants them fired too. He says, "Fire Monty, fire Brownell, let's go. Screw Judge Keller."
7-1 now, so maybe this will get him fired.
Yeah, I've clicked off. We're getting ran off.
Does South Carolina celebrate beating Clemson in every sport? Because I mean, like,
so they're like
FSU did some basketball, and I just really didn't care.
Yeah, I mean that's part of the rivalry. We celebrated when we celebrated when we beat them in basketball this year. We swept them in baseball this year. We celebrated.
The past couple of seasons, Clemson has just destroyed them in virtually every single sport known to man.
Right.
Except
for women's basketball.
Except for women's basketball.
I really have. I've tried, but I just basketball, baseball. I don't get into it as much as I do football. So I'm just like,
I don't follow the day-to-day activities like the hardcore fans do, but I do pay attention to what's going on a little bit. With Clemson anyway, not the entire ACC.
Yeah, I'm the same way with Miami.
Yeah. Thank you, Hufferbilly again. Says Maddie, I will give you an extension, buddy. What are you talking about? Give who an extension? Oh,
see, all these young Alabama fans like Maddie and Ballard are in for a very rude awakening because all they've ever known in their lives is Alabama success. A lot like me. All I knew in my life was Miami success until I hit. I was out of high school when their downturn started.
You know what?
Am I in for a polite awakening?
Yes, because that's a great point.
Well, I mean, Georgia Tech has, they've had some
before I was born.
Well, they haven't had national success in your lifetime, but
me and C-Dog are the only ones here that know what real football struggles are like.
What? Dude, I went 30 something years of my life struggling in football. What are you talking about?
Try winning 2 games in a year.
Yeah, how you saying I don't know what struggle is about when it was 90% of my life? Clemson was not what they are now.
6-7 games.
I'm not gonna lie.
We weren't terrible. We weren't terrible in the 2000s, but it was consistent underperformance. Bad. Just head scratching losses.
They were always a team that was underachieving. That's what it was for a long time.
I just go with the underachieving. I'll take that over watching a team win 2 games in a year.
To me, that's where Miami is, and I think that's to me that's worse. To see your team sitting at mediocre and underachieving, it to me is more frustrating than just having a bad team.
It's frustrating, you're right. But it's also more entertaining. That's the thing.
But I think
I wasn't entertained when Matt Ryan.
It's entertaining in the sense that they give you hope just to fucking crush your dreams year after year.
To Luke's point at the beginning, he was talking about young fans from Alabama, like Ballard and Maddie.
Well, that was.
I would rather be in my situation where I had to wait a long time to see the Clemson win titles. But I would rather have that than grow up young and be dominant, and then they fall off the map when I'm older. You know what I'm saying? I like my situation better.
That happens with Carolina.
It makes it sweeter when you win if you haven't won in a very long time. Right. If you're just used to winning and then you stop winning, that's got to be depressing as hell.
Yeah, so I mean, because Clemson has never been. I mean, this century they've never been terrible. Like we haven't missed a bowl game since like 04, and that was because that was a self-imposed bowl ban because of the brawl we had with that was Lou Holtz's last year. The brawl we had with South Carolina. So but we were eligible that year. So that was the last time we had missed a bowl game, and then before that it was the 90s that we weren't very good. So just that entire era of Clemson football, it was just mediocrity, underperformance. We won the Peach Bowl. That was probably the best season that Tommy Bowden had. But other than that, it was just consistent. The talent was there. Like we would bring in all of these talented recruits, and it would just. Just to go, 7-5.
Yeah, it was. It was a lot of similarities, like Slim was saying, between what Miami's going through right now. Back then with Clemson, it was like every year projected top 10 team, and then in some years they might be even ranked near the top 10 or in the top 10, and then they would be, by the end of the season they would be unranked.
Yeah,
over and over again.
Get whooped by an average Florida, because Florida State was on the downturn, and we still weren't that successful against them.
See, I almost think it would be easier to beat Tennessee or to Luke's point, a 2-win North Carolina. To me, I almost think that would be a little bit easier on you.
It's easier on you
because you know what.
But it's
you
also just more depressing.
Yeah.
Going back to depression versus anger in football. Watching your team have no chance most weeks is so depressing.
But North Carolina had basketball. Like Clemson, like our whole thing is. I mean, we're historically the football school in the conference. In
Florida State,
and that is part of it's part of the tradition and the history, and so consistently underperforming and not living up to that standard. When you've won a national championship in the past, you've been at you know what the top of the mountaintop looks like, and you know that you can win football games at Clemson, and just to see and you see the pieces being there and it just never coming together. It's extremely frustrating.
That happened to me this year though, except we couldn't even make a bowl game. We had one of the best players in the country.
Okay. Well, yeah, but you're talking about one of the best players in the country. Miami has a borderline top 10 roster in the nation and went 7-5.
It's also really scarily similar to how Carolina's been these past 3 years and Clemson and early Dabo, where they were mediocre for the first few years. Then they were really disappointed and won like 6 games. And then this would be the year that we jump up and win 10 games.
Well, Dabo went to the ACC championship his first full season. So, I get what you're saying though.
Yeah, but what happened? Jordan, what happened?
Second year going to the Orange Bowl.
Yeah, the year after that wasn't very good though, Jordan.
That was last year for Carolina.
Yeah, I'm about to say, wasn't it Dabo's like second or third year where they were pretty terrible?
They only won 3 games or 4 games?
No, 6. We went 6.
Oh.
Again, that's why it's really similar to Mac's first 3 years of Carolina.
We lost to South Florida in the Meineke Car Care Bowl. That was
yes. You bring back pain, my friend. Thinking about that.
We almost beat Cam Newton that year, but we blew a 17-point lead. That was probably I'm pretty sure Dabo felt like he was going to be fired. Because if he had won that game, he probably would have been a little bit more secure. But I know he always tells the story about after that season, after the bowl loss, Terry Don Phillips, the athletic director at the time, called him in his office, and he was fully expecting to be let go. And then he sat him down and he said, "Well, listen, I believe in you. You're the right one for this program." And and so he didn't fire him, and the rest was history. We win the ACC the next season. We won't talk about the Orange Bowl, but it was still our first 10-win season in 20 years and our first ACC title in 20 years. And
I got to give it to Clemson. I'm surprised they gave Dabo the time that he did, because that was still a time when you didn't see him giving coaches more than 4 or 5 years.
If it was any other athletic director, he probably would have been fired.
Terry Don Phillips is the reason that Dabo didn't get fired, because pretty much everybody at some point that had influence on the program was kind of saying, get rid of the guy, and he stood by him. Thank you.
I know the boosters.
I mean, if they didn't, they could have fell into the Miami trap real quick. Because that's been their problem.
Thank you, Hufferbilly Paul. He says Tammy Bowden, not Tommy Bowden, was infuriating. It was the Danny Ford firing curse. 30+ years in the wilderness. I lived it. Yeah, I lived it too. Now, to be fair, I was alive during the first national championship, but I was a baby, and they were pretty good throughout the entire 80s. But then again, I was a little, really young kid. And so the time where I really started paying attention and getting into it was their mediocre years, the 90s and the early 2000s. So
Tommy, it started at the end of Hatfield, and then Tommy West was god awful.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ, and he went.
That brings up something that I've brought up, a bunch of times. I mean, when I moved to Georgia in the mid '90s, a lot of these Georgia fans that you see on YouTube now don't remember it. I mean, Georgia was a disaster. I mean, they were absolutely terrible.
Hey guys, I need like 30 seconds. Carry on. I'll be right back.
All right.
The good old days, man.
What, the 90s? Yeah, no.
Well, really, with Georgia, it was from the mid '80s. Right after Herschel left. Until
what was Dooley's last year? What was? I'm sure we have a Georgia. I don't remember when he retired. He was there a long time, but
I'm really hoping for a LSU type disaster season for them this year.
Yeah, his last season was 88.
Yeah, but you look at them like 85, 86, they were bad.
Yeah, they.
Tommy West made me want to jump off a bridge. God damn.
And the thing is, he was Tommy West. I mean, I'm talking like I remember, but like from what I've been told, like he was a nice guy. He would chew tobacco on the sideline, but he was just not. It was just different. Like he didn't have the same. I don't know, personality. He just wasn't Danny Ford, and not even close. And
the reason I said that, I saw an Alabama fan type into a comment section on a live stream that, it's not really a rivalry with Tennessee anymore. Talking about they're talking about keeping Tennessee and Alabama on each other's schedules with that SEC shit. And I'm sitting here thinking to myself, well, I mean, Tennessee kind of said the same thing from the mid '90s until Nick Saban got there when they were mud stomping Alabama.
Yeah, Fulmer absolutely owned Alabama. So,
Hufferbilly, I did too. People don't believe you though when you say that. I was one of the few Clemson fans that I really liked Dabo Swinney when everyone else was wanting to fire him. They were really wanting to fire him mainly because he was losing to South Carolina. It really didn't have anything to do with any other part of what he was doing. To me, it was obvious that he had everything going in the right direction.
Because the recruiting was
right.
Great,
exactly.
Bringing in Daquan Bowers and we were bringing in talent and the infrastructure was being set
And I made the exact same argument for Manny, but you listen to Miami fans, and I must be on his payroll.
Look, man, there's a lot of people that care.
Similarity to Dabo's first years and Mac's first years.
Yeah.
If a South Carolina head coach lost 5 years in a row, if one single South Carolina head coach lost 5 years in a row to Dabo, he would be fired. And that's part of why Muschamp got fired. Because he never.
And Manny was 2-1 against Florida State.
Yep.
Yeah, Larry Fedora started losing to Duke, and that was when we knew he had to go.
Larry Fedora.
Hey, you know what? Say what you want, and I think he should have got a better shot. Yeah, they say you can't get blood from a turnip. I would say David Cutcliffe got a drop of blood out of a turnip because he got the absolute most out of what he had at Duke.
Yeah.
Well, but the writing was on. He's just old. He just got old, and
Larry Fedora also started losing to those bad Duke teams when David Cutcliffe started going downhill.
Yeah.
Well, Cutcliffe got old too, but I mean, when he left Tennessee, I thought he was good when he was at Tennessee. And then he looked good there at the beginning of Duke. I'm like, somebody's going to snatch him up. He's not going to be a Duke.
Yeah, it takes a special kind of coach to have any sort of success at Duke,
right?
At all.
You know, playing in an ACC championship game at Duke
that's a big deal.
That's pretty phenomenal.
And if Duke had played just about anybody else in that ACC championship game, they would have had at least a better showing than what they did.
And he had a quarterback drafted in the first round. I mean, that's a minor miracle.
Not a very good quarterback, but he did get drafted in the first round.
He definitely got overdrafted, but Cutcliffe made him look better than he was. And he really wasn't that good. I really don't know what's got, because I was like, the pre-draft talk with Daniel Jones was like, what are you saying? I didn't really get it. I thought he was fine. He was
well, see, I thought the Sean McVay thing where he had a relationship with Peyton Manning, so that automatically made him a big prospect.
Well, see, I thought the exact same thing, Jordan, about that Liberty quarterback that everybody was hyping up.
Oh, well, Willis is a different, because Willis is different.
The Josh Allen thing,
right? Like the raw physical talent is very evident and very evident on tape. You watch Daniel Jones; he has none of that. He doesn't have a particularly great arm. Obviously, he's not a terrible athlete, but he's not like, he doesn't blow you away on tape. You know,
he's far more accurate than Malik Willis.
That's true. But
the thing about,
it's almost like
that Willis isn't accurate. Nobody said that Willis was an accurate quarterback. That's not why they drafted him.
Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen have kind of erased the stigma of like the Jamarcus Russell and Ryan Leaf were huge arm quarterbacks that couldn't do anything else.
Right.
So now all the teams think they can fix everything else, and they just need a guy with a huge arm, and that's Malik Willis.
Yep. So, Daniel Jones, he showed nothing that warranted being a.
Where did Willis end up again?
Tennessee Titans.
Yeah, Titans. My Titans.
Oh, so you're a Titans fan?
Damn it. I'm a Titans fan.
Oh, hey, I've been meaning to ask you, Pete. This is important.
Yeah.
You're a Panthers fan, right?
Unfortunately, yes.
Right. Do you think Matt Rule will be free anytime soon?
He's not going to Georgia Tech, dog.
Well,
why not?
I do think that Matt Rule
programs you to fire their coach, and
we're desirable.
Matt Rule will be available, I believe, by the end of next season. Yes, I do.
That's amazing because we're going to have a vacancy by the end of next season.
Yeah,
what program is firing their coach this year?
I don't doubt that Georgia Tech would offer Matt Rule a job if he got fired at Carolina. I do doubt that he would take it, and not because there's going to be other jobs that are open that, quite frankly, are just
Matt Rule
more attractive.
The Nick Saban Island of Misfit Coaches route before he went to Georgia Tech.
No, stop it.
Go be an analyst for a year.
Yeah,
I think he could go to a contender, right? Like an immediate contender type, like an Oklahoma type.
Fire their coach for
they're a contender. They're a contender for a reason. They're not firing.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, no. I mean,
fire their head coach.
No. Look what's happening in Oklahoma. I mean, Oklahoma's been a contender every year.
Yes, but what big school is going to fire their coach to have an open?
There doesn't have to be a firing. The coach can leave to go somewhere else, like what happened with Lincoln Riley.
Where is a coach going to leave for?
Or retire? Look, man. There's
Clay Helton is the only being fired was the only reason all of this. Lincoln Riley left Oklahoma.
Well, there you go. Every year there's going to be some sort of domino effect that happens.
What big school is firing their coach this year is the question.
They don't have to fire them.
Hire new ones.
Well, let's be honest, too. Any big school gets rid of their coach, the very first phone call is going to be to Urban Meyer, and we all know it.
Oh, God. No, I don't think that's true anymore.
I think Urban Meyer's kind of ruined his reputation.
Yeah. I don't think and they may think they can win with him, but I don't think any major program wants that kind of publicity. I think he's He's done, bro. bro.
I've heard the same
He's
thing
done, bro.
I've heard the same thing about Antonio Brown 5 times, and he keeps landing somewhere.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
a totally different thing.
Are you saying Georgia Tech's going to hire Urban Meyer?
Right. Antonio Brown's totally different and a hell of a lot worse.
I mean, Chip Kelly was a great college coach at Oregon. He went and ruined his reputation. In
If
the NFL.
Georgia
What's he
Tech
doing at UCLA?
If Georgia Tech hired Urban Meyer, that might be the greatest day of my life. I couldn't imagine how hard I would laugh.
People figured out Chip Kelly's gimmicky offense. That's Chip Kelly's problem.
Yeah, good luck to Urban Meyer in trying to get recruits after all the stories that came out at the NFL.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the good thing about going to Georgia Tech is that half the fans won't even know that he got hired. So,
I don't even think
they won't be very loud.
Hey, before they hired Mario, there was a bunch of Miami fans said they wanted him.
I believe the only job that Urban Meyer would take at this point would be Notre Dame, and obviously they just got a new coach. So,
yeah, but I have my doubts how long that's going to last.
Notre Dame,
really?
They would hire.
This is a good thought exercise either way.
No, I don't think
it's going to be the next school to fire their coach.
No, Jordan, I don't think that Notre Dame would hire Urban Meyer, but Urban Meyer would take that job. Yeah,
he would take that job.
I'm thinking, what about Penn State?
They just gave him a huge extension.
Yeah, Franklin. Yeah.
You don't think?
I think Texas might be the next one if he disappoints this year.
The buyout is
they're Texas.
Pretty hefty.
They don't care about money.
Well, I'm talking about Penn State.
Oh yeah, Penn State. Yeah.
I feel like whoever
Franklin's buyout with the extension just increased significantly.
Whoever Franklin's agent is, he deserves a raise. Same one that had Will Muschamp's agent. They give you these extensions and raises and guaranteed money.
Franklin's had success.
James Franklin's actually had some success.
Well,
James Franklin won the Big Ten and was screwed out of a playoff appearance.
But I do feel like they played the card of, with all the coaching changes that were going on at all these big programs in the offseason, they're like, the agent calls him up and is like, "Hey, man, we got a lot of interest in our boy over here. You want to keep him around or what?"
That might have been part of it, but I think more of it had to do with Franklin being like, "You guys aren't giving me any help," and he playing the blame game. I think he blamed Penn State, the Penn State's administration for not giving him the facilities and the resources to be better. And so
you're right. That was a silly comparison with Muschamp because Penn State's an actual viable football program. South Carolina's not. So I'm wrong about that. Yeah.
And James, for what it's worth, James Franklin won 9 games 2 years in a row and finished in the top 25 at Vanderbilt.
And when he got that extension, Penn State was playing really well last season.
Right. They had a tough. Penn State had a tough schedule, and they had some really bad breaks. So
I don't. That's the only one I can think of that would fire him. Looks like Matt Rule's on mine. I don't know.
I mean,
I think Texas is the next big school that might fire their coach, but I don't even know if that's likely.
You could really also say for Franklin that, considering how tough just the Big Ten in general was, he had a murderous row to deal with.
Yeah, it was a tough schedule, and he had some really bad breaks. Sean Clifford got hurt in the Iowa game, so that was a game they probably should have won. And the difference between 7-5 and 8-4, and from an optics standpoint, is pretty big. And that would have been a win over the Big Ten West champion. So I don't think that it's. Yeah, I don't think they're really close to firing him unless he just completely bottoms out, and I don't think so. They just had one of their best recruiting classes in a while.
I also think Luke is jumping a little too quick to Sark at Texas. He's only going into his second season.
Yeah, I know. I'm just thinking most of these big schools have relatively new head coaches or established ones. He's the only one that's actually gotten a chance to have a rough time.
To get their hands on Matt Rule.
C-Dog,
you can't even say he's had time. This is fixing to be his second season.
I'm not saying they should fire him. I'm saying he might be the next one because there's no obvious choice.
No, if he got Quinn Ewers, they're going to give him, Quinn Ewers time at Texas
which is 2 years
to figure things out. Yeah.
Sea Dog, you're getting destroyed in the comment section, dude.
What?
Everything is about everything. It must be a bunch of Georgia people. I don't know.
Oh.
The real TB says that you'd be lucky to get Chad Morris. Somebody else said Dan Mullen. Somebody else said Dan Mullen.
Dan Mullen at Georgia Tech would be amazing.
It's a bunch of fucking Georgia fans. No wonder, dude.
Hey, Clemson.
Those idiots
We'll
wouldn't
take
do
Chad
it.
Morris back. He can be an analyst.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't hate that if we went.
Hey, there's another good thought exercise. Who's going to be the next fired Florida coach to get hired at South Carolina?
Hell, maybe Billy Napier. Who knows?
Mullen.
Well, they haven't had Zook yet. They haven't had McElwain yet.
Right.
And they haven't had Mullen yet.
How's Central Michigan doing? Is McElwain in line to get a big job soon?
Maybe South Carolina. That's what we just said.
They went like 9-4 last year, didn't they? I remember because they beat. Who did they beat? They beat somebody in the bowl.
They've had a good defense every year he's been there. So I mean, he's a defensive guy still.
Well, I don't know if you knew, Slim. That was a silly question because according to South Carolina fans, Shane Beamer is going to be there for the next 50 years, and they're going to win 10 national championships, and they're going to pass Clemson. They have to beat them, 37 years in a row? What is it, Jordan? It's
What?
It's Clemson and South Carolina. 72, 4-4, or something shit like that. 73, 4-4.
42 and 4.
42 and 4.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah, Central Michigan went 9-4 last year. South Carolina go scoop McElwain up.
I have a photographic memory. I'm good like that.
And they beat Washington State in a bowl game.
Okay, so it wasn't Minnesota. It was Washington State. I knew that.
I had a crush on Florida State fans' hopes and dreams the other day because they were talking about, Norville doesn't do good this season, getting Deion in there. And I said,
Coach Prime is the next head coach of Florida State.
If Florida State doesn't want Prime, and
Oh,
there's a
God.
reason.
I hope they hire him.
But they don't want
He'll
Prime.
get some recruits now.
Yeah, I know he will.
Could you imagine
Best secondary in the country?
Dabo and Deion on the same field?
And his son will be the starting quarterback.
He'll get some recruits, but here's the problem. At Florida State, it's a requirement that you're at least going to have to contend with Miami. Prime has never beat Miami in his life. He don't know nothing about it.
I really do question if he would take that job. I mean, it seems obvious, but we're not talking about a guy who's like, needs the money or the recognition. He's already famous in his own right. Him being the head coach at Florida State's not going to change his life one bit, really. What I'm trying to say, I feel like he's like happy doing what he's doing at HBCU, and it's kind of like I don't want to say a hobby, but kind of like a mentor type thing.
I think he'll wait until his son graduates, then he'll go find a bigger job.
Think so?
Well, he's kind of backed himself into a corner a little bit with all that HBCU bullshit. He would almost have to go to the NFL.
The thing about it is I don't think he cares because he can get out of that pretty easily saying he did raise the level because he's helped Jackson State quite a bit.
Don't get me wrong. I believe.
I'm just talking about the rhetoric he's spewed since he's been there.
Well, so what you're trying to say is to you, he's polarizing, which I think is good for college football.
Well, no. That's not at all what I'm saying. What I'm saying is the crap he's talked about trying to, at the very least, put the HBCU that he's at up on a higher pedestal. He's kind of backed himself into a corner where he would look kind of dumb if
he's kind of already done that.
He's kind of already done that, so he can say he accomplished what he wanted to accomplish and then go.
He just signed the number one player in the nation. Like,
but first of all, isn't that the goal of every head coach is to elevate yourself on your own like plane above the other teams?
Well, he's saying elevate the profile of HBCUs and stuff.
I got you.
HBCUs don't have a lot of money and stuff, and Jackson State has gotten more money these past 2 years than they've ever thought of having.
Yeah, they got that $100 because of him. They got that $100 million commitment from Barstool Sports.
Sure. Yeah. So, so he's already done what he said. Most people couldn't, place Jackson, Mississippi on a map before he got there, unless you were familiar with. Because their claim to fame. I mean, Walter Payton went there. But like other than that, Jackson State doesn't have a whole lot of widely known mainstream status.
First of all,
more household names as far as football players that have come from smaller schools than most people think.
Well, no, I'm not saying it's not about smaller schools. It's about HBCUs in general. And Jackson State, even among the HBCU ranks, isn't as widely known as as some others. Like
they were absolutely awful before Deion got there.
Right. Yeah.
Look, man,
not good.
The reason he's making a lot of waves is because he's kind of upsetting the apple cart. I mean, it's HBCU, it's Deion Sanders. He's sort of his own entity in itself, and people don't like it. And look, he's sort of like Jimbo Fisher. I mean, we don't know if Texas A&M really broke any rules, but we don't think they did. Deion Sanders didn't break any rules. He's using his celebrity and cachet and other people's money to elevate his football program.
Those deals have also, the Barstool thing never got confirmed. Because everyone involved denies it.
That's kind of exactly the point, though. And I've said this before in other places. All the shit that's come out of Travis Hunter's mouth about HBCUs is not going to mean nothing when he's in the transfer portal before his junior year because he's done cashed that $2 million check.
Yeah, that's assuming he's going to be in the transfer portal. I mean, how do you know? He could play out his entire collegiate career at Jackson
I also
State.
think the main reason he went there is Travis Hunter's bio. The reason he's a Florida State fan is because of Deion Sanders.
Yeah, so
he wears 12 because of Deion Sanders.
If Deion Sanders left and took the Florida State job, that kid would transfer with him.
His idol, so he'll follow Deion wherever Deion goes.
I'm prime, baby. Don't hate the player, hate the game, Slim.
I'll say this: it was absolutely hilarious watching Florida State fans burn Deion jerseys after that happened.
Oh yeah, that was
That's
wonderful.
hilarious. All the ones that said they should take his number down and all that stuff.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm not gonna lie, Slim. I'm a kind of a little bit of a fanboy for Deion Sanders. I loved him since I was a kid. He was my favorite.
Deion.
He was one of my favorite players.
Be honest about it. It ain't got shit to do with HBCUs. It ain't got shit to do with the race card that Deion wants to throw down. It's got to do with the fact that they cut that kid $2 million check. Be realistic. Quit lying.
Yeah, well, what are they supposed to say though?
I'm not going to say there wasn't money involved, but I mean, I do think there is some genuine, there is some genuine, desire to elevate the status of HBCUs nationally. That's been a thing for a long time. It's not like Deion just came out the woodworks and out of nowhere. I mean this has been a ongoing social movement, I guess.
I also think
there's been a lot more push in recent years
with it than a NIL deal. He was the number one player in the country. He could have got a big NIL deal at Florida State, but he wanted to play for Deion Sanders.
Right.
Well, I think that's also got to do with Florida State's NIL thing, too, because they had a player transfer out because he didn't get a bigger deal.
I'd probably go play for Deion Sanders, too. Well,
he
didn't
transfer out because he didn't get a bigger deal. It's because
Am I allowed to play for Deion Sanders?
Yeah, if I'm a corner, why wouldn't I want to go play for the greatest corner of all time?
Yeah.
Right.
That's like if Ray Lewis was the coach at Miami, all the linebackers would want to go to Miami.
That goes back to the argument that I've had with I don't know how many Miami fans. Just because Ray Lewis was a great linebacker doesn't mean he can teach you to be a great linebacker.
No, but that doesn't mean that Deion can't.
Right. That also doesn't mean that linebackers wouldn't want to play for him.
He had coaching experience before he was there because he had started up Pee Wee programs in Florida and Texas.
And also, this is just talking about recruiting, not just his coaching ability in general.
Right.
Because that's why he's getting all these really good DBs, because he got the number one JUCO DB in the country the year before. He flipped from Georgia to Jackson State because he wanted to play for Deion Sanders.
Right. I mean,
but that's only going to carry you so far. If he doesn't end up developing them into great corners to go to the NFL,
that's kind of the point, though. That's kind of the point, though, Slim, is Deion Sanders is one of these rare coaches that doesn't need to meet some sort of standard. He's Deion Sanders already.
I think at the end of the day, results are all that matter.
Well,
not when you're Deion Sanders.
Right.
Right. and he's gotten results. They went 11-1 last year.
Yeah, they won their conference this year.
So any other HBCU coach who failed, that would hurt their career most likely in some way. There's nothing you can do to hurt Deion Sanders' career.
So if Deion recruits like he is now, it's impossible for him to fail at the level he's at. He might fail if he goes to a Power 5 school, but he's not going to fail at Jackson State.
I think it would hurt him less, yes, but I still think it would hurt him.
I think there's a I'm going to be different mentality. Yeah. All the DBs think I'm going to be different if somebody else doesn't work out.
Right.
Can you imagine Miami Hurricanes YouTube video makers if Deion Sanders went to Florida State? That would be great. That would be great. Thank you, Huffer Billy.
They act like they weren't asking for former players to be hired for the last 5 years.
Mario's the third one that they've had that I know of.
Thank you, Huffer Billy Paul, for the super chat. He says, stop mistreating Deion Sanders.
Clemson fans piss me off.
Thank you, sir.
I'm not mistreating Deion Sanders. I'm just pointing out some facts, and I also pointed out the fact earlier that Florida State don't want him because he don't know nothing about beating Miami. He's never done it.
I mean, you'd be just fine. You're a Florida State fan, too, so it wouldn't matter.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I'm about to. I'm not sure how much more of these scurrilous and unsubstantiated lies I can put up with. If you're going to make accusations, sir, have evidence.
Man, it's scurrilous. Wow.
It's a big word.
I do. In a court of law, I do have actual credible witnesses, and they're all in here right now. So I don't need.
The gloves don't fit. You must acquit.
Yeah.
Evidence. It ain't what you know, it's what you can prove.
Well, it's credible witnesses that help too, and everybody here could testify to you being a slim. What is it? Slim Tonto.
No, you don't have credible witnesses. Jordan Bowman's not credible.
I'm credible.
No, you're not.
Yeah, I am.
Weren't you just telling me like last stream we were in how wise and how wise I was? And I mean, I can pull up the receipt.
Sunshine up your ass.
It's not about intent. It's about what you say in a court of law. It doesn't matter what in your head you intend.
You have one credible witness. That's it. Sea-Dog's not credible. He looks like a hippie, and Luke Walker's a hater.
Wow. No, I'm not.
I look like a rock star, actually.
I've already threatened to buzz you at the next Slob Olympics. You better watch your back.
Sea-Dog, you need to look sickly if you're going to look like a rock star.
Buzz me. Yeah, I had a guy at work tell me that I look like I quit doing drugs. I quit doing drugs with the Rolling Stones and got fat.
That's good. Oh, God. Unfortunately, I have to end the show. I didn't even know it was 9:15 already.
Yeah.
It was a great combo.
Yeah.
He's I can go tuck the kids in the bed.
All right, buddy. Thanks for stopping by, Slim.
All right, I'll see y'all next time.
Yeah, man.
Later, Slim.
All right, guys. It's another successful show in the books. What did we learn today? We learned that Sea-Dog doesn't like the Lost Boys. He thought it was terrible. He thought a lot of the rides at Universal Studios were terrible. He thinks that getting rid of divisions is terrible. Why are you being so negative, Sea-Dog? Everything's terrible to you.
Harry Potter is definitely terrible.
How can you say it's terrible and you've never watched it? You sound like Celine.
Never consumed any form of Harry Potter media. How can you say?
How to spot a Harry Potter fan?
I'm not even a huge Harry Potter fan.
Harry Potter.
No, I'm not even a huge Harry Potter fan, but I'm not.
Again, you sound like Celine Driver talk about why he doesn't like the NFL.
Right. I haven't watched the NFL in about 15 years, but I have an opinion.
But they're all soft and babies.
Yeah.
Sir UGA says that Georgia Tech is far from credible. He wanted me to pass that on to you.
Okay. You guys ever watch The Walking Dead?
Yes.
Yes.
You know how
what kind of nerd watches The Walking Dead?
You know how the show goes on.
Oh, right.
At the beginning, it's like, oh shit, there's zombies everywhere. But as the show
never
goes
use the
on,
word zombies. You've never seen The Walking Dead. You're a fake fan.
Shut up, Jordan.
They don't call them zombies.
My point is they don't stop to kill every zombie. because there's no point. And that's kind of like me with Georgia fans. That's what I'd be doing all day.
Yeah.
That has got to be the worst analogy I've ever heard.
So what you're saying is you have
families dumbass comments. I'd be here all day.
So what you're saying is you have a limited amount of ammo and you don't want to waste it on every zombie.
True.
I gotcha.
Yep.
Makes sense.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, it's like I unload the clip on every NC State fan I see.
All right, Luke, gotta let you go, buddy. Thanks. I'll see you next time. Hopefully, I'll see you tomorrow.
Carolina baseball is superior to Clemson in every way.
Congrats.
In baseball, yeah, I'll give you that later, buddy. All right, Jordan. Normally, well, I'll give you the salute anyway, but of course, C-Dog's gonna have to be last because he's co-host. But yeah, here we go.
Tater man does whatever a tater can, runs down the hill, rubs the rock. The dirty Gamecocks can suck Pete's cock. Look out! Here comes the tater man.
Yes, here comes the tater man. All right, thanks, Pete.
All right, buddy. Later, bro. See ya, bro.
Later. See you.
Oh man, that bro shit's gonna get on my own nerves, and it's my thing. All right, man. Hold on. Got your hair done?
Do I got my hair done?
Yeah, I just put us on camera to say goodnight to the people.
Oh yeah,
I said you got your hair done.
Oh, my hair done?
Yeah, there you go.
It's done.
All right, went over your head. Joke went over your head. All right. Another great show in the books, C-Dog. Anything that you want to say to the people before we get off of here?
I don't think so.
No? Can we look forward to another, whatever that video is? Oh, the Real Housewives of the SEC video anytime soon.
I guess that would depend on if there's any drama, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
I might make a Real Housewives of College Football YouTube.
That would be awesome.
There's much more.
Yeah, you don't want to limit yourself just to the SEC. That would be silly.
Right.
Yeah.
Be silly.
I like that idea. I mean, there's plenty of drama that goes on. You could, I mean, there's 4 or 5 videos I could think of that you can make right now.
Yeah.
That aren't like, currently in the news that have happened recently though. That would be funny.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I don't want to piss anybody off or make any enemies or anything though.
Dude, have you seen your videos?
Well, I mean, that's dumbass Georgia fans. They don't really count.
Oh, they don't count?
Yeah, they get pissed off at anything.
Yeah, you know what? I don't know if I'd worry so much about pissing people off because there's really no matter what you do, you're gonna piss somebody off.
Well, if I piss them off, it should be about football, not about.
Well, that's what I mean. Even in that regard, yeah.
Right.
But anyway, all right. Well, we're looking forward to that because the last one was amazing and fantastic.
I would make I had the day off, so I was able to make that video. If I had more time, I'd make tons of videos like that. I have a lot of ideas.
Yeah.
But
that's where it starts.
It's just about me having the
time to do it. Yep, I got you. I mean, you could be doing it right now. Instead, you're wasting your time every Tuesday night with me.
True.
All right, guys, we're going to get out of here. Thanks for sticking around. Thank you all the people that send in PayPals, Cash Apps, Super Chats, all that sort of thing. We really appreciate your support. We'll be back again next Tuesday. Well, yeah, I'll be back by next Tuesday.
Cool.
So we'll see you again next Tuesday. Well, I'll see you tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. for the midday show. See y'all.